Well, let's see. Do we have anybody in here this morning? Also, do we have any signal? Looks like the signal looks good. See how many people's up this morning in the world. Welcome to my world. Let me see who is going to be the first one in today. Let me put an invite. Copy. And, I got to put comments over here. And paste. Oh, I'll tell you. I think it's going to be nice today. It's pretty cold right now. I think it's 30 degrees, 39 degrees, I think. Let me check and see. $46 degrees. It's going to be cold here. By the time it gets daylight, it's going to be cold. Let's see that look clear. My eyes look bad, I'll tell you. Well, it says I'm live, but I ain't seeing no motion on the screen. So maybe I don't have any signal. I don't know. I just don't know. I think it's no signal this morning. The box shows we got signal. Unless it's that. Sound like a monster breathing. All right, we got signal. We just don't have anybody in here this morning. Well, I guess I could put a little video in here. We'll let it run for a little while. Well, it's good being seen this morning. I just hope it holds up. Yesterday morning it was pretty dismal. I had to start the thing all over again. We'll see how it's going to turn out today. Let me wash some of this early morning grouch out of my voice. Yes. I have sleep in my eyes, but I'm not sleepy. Oh, yeah, that's better. Oh, I see. I see why it was running slow now. Good morning, world. Where's my Australian buddies at this morning? See, right now it's 3:30 here. That would be 3:30 in the afternoon, possibly 4:30. Yeah, there's everybody out over in Australia is out playing, having fun. And here in America, unless you're a farmer or a truck driver, chances are you're still in bed. Any normal, civilized human being in America would be in bed. Well, I guess I could sing to you or play you some music. Yeah. What kind of music should I play? Wake up, sick. It's 4:30 already. I may have to blow my trumpet. Yeah. I got to get myself a tissue. Well, we felt that coming from a mile away, so there got to be more in there. Big old nose like that. That's number 2. I usually do 10. That's 3. Once I get my 10 in, I'll be all right. That's nature's way of clearing the eardrums. Get all the nasty stuff out of the way. That's 4. Only 6 to go. Well, for those that's going to hang up decorations, I think it's time you should get out there today and finish. Oh, we got somebody showed up. Who could it be? Yesterday, I believe Tony was the first one in. Yeah, today would be today we should, maybe this weekend. Yeah, let's make this weekend hang the decorations, Christmas decorations this weekend. Usually that's what makes you angry. You know, by the time of Christmas, you get really angry because you're going to hit your finger, you know, knock a big hole in your finger. There's Rodney. Come on up in here, buddy. Tell us something good. You've been making plans and doing your thing, getting stuff lined up, and I kind of envy you. Yeah, the Griswolds made it at an epic. When the astronauts was cruising over, they could see the Griswold's place from space. That's pretty bright. Here at this place, in the winter of 1997, I had a cedar tree in the yard out here that was 50 foot tall, big, beautiful, like a Christmas tree. It was beautifully shaped. And when we bought the place, we saw, you know, that big, beautiful tree in the front yard. And we went out there, and I did have videos to prove this. When we were decorating the tree around the 1st of December of 1997, I had no shirt on. I was out there decorating the tree without a shirt on. Ruth was running the camera. You notice how I was running the camera back in the old days. We had these big boxes. You set them on your shoulder. You know, they were a VHS. We didn't have digital. We didn't have the little SD cards. They were somewhere around, but we didn't. We had ours was digital, but you had to carry it was a Panasonic. Anyhow, yeah, that was a digital camera. Well, anyhow, we put 1200 C9. Now, C9 bulb is a bulb. LED wasn't around then. Well, there was LEDs, but they didn't have the Christmas lights. The standard big light was a C9 bulb. About that big around, about that long, big old bulb, big old green end on it, you know, and you hooked them over the limbs. And I had to run power Yeah, I ran me a from off the junction box out there. I put me some 10, 12, 12 and 2 or whatever they call it. In other words, wire running out there, so I'd have plenty of power under the tree. And I liked that so much that we went up to Lowe's, I believe it was Lowe's, and bought thousands or more of C9, 50 feet at a time, and I lined my fence up from the road all the way down to my house, 275 feet. I lined that fence over there with lights. Well, my neighbors, they came over and they said, you know, you're going to regret doing that. I go, why is that? Because we don't put up lights out here. I go, it's Christmas. Yeah, but wait till you get your electric bill. It's going to cost you a fortune. And you just better, you'll see. We don't, that's why we don't hook them up out here, because you have to pay that old Coleman electric, and it's going to cost you a fortune. Well, we run the lights for years till the next year. We lined all of the house. We lined the house. And on this wall back here behind me, there's a big wall over here. We went out and bought a projector that put Christmas scenes on the wall, just rotating Christmas scenes, snow falling, and it was beautiful. It shined it on that wall, and I took and ran out there in my car, way out on the county road, and come around the curve, and all you can see is my place lit up with the whole end of the house, all around the house. Oh, that place is lit up. And we ran it that away. I think we had that set up for like 2 years. And then the little projector bulb burned out, and it was kind of a unique, it had like a little curved lens, but the little bulb, I guess it got water in it and shorted out. And I could never find a replacement bulb for the thing, and I couldn't find another projector just like it. It was outside projector. And so along about in the two after the millennium occurred, 2000 there, we that'd be about like 3 years later or whatever, we switched everything over to LEDs, and I rolled all them rolls of C9 lights up, and I gave them to a relative. They come and haul all them lights away. Then I put up all them C9 and all those LEDs. But then my tree got a fungus in it out there. So I had to cut the cedar tree down because of the fungus. Rod, tell us something good, buddy. Well, what happened there with the neighbor that gave me the warning about I won't be doing it. Next thing you know, after in the year of 98, the neighbor over there that has the 17-room house, he put some little lights up in the windows. The kids did. He had a lot of young kids. And Oh, I didn't know. After he's gonna, I guess he's gonna see his mama. I thought he gonna stop and see you on the way in there, but you guys, when you get together, it'll be a good time. I watched him last night. He did a live broadcast. I think he was a couple of hours away, 2 or 3 hours away. He was telling about getting lost over there. Um, where was he at? Somewhere over there. I was following him on Google Earth, and he got lost up in the hills. And I think it was like 3,000 something miles. The trip was kind of like my trip up to Washington State. I went the southern route to Washington. It was 3,480 miles up. Yeah, that's yeah. Well, he will slowly work his way. You guys will get together and that'll be good. I think he said he's going to leave to go back to the west right around February. So he's going to be over on your side for a little while, and that'll be good. Like I don't want to stay too long and wear out the welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Yeah, he had when he was in his the next day after he was in his Death Valley run with a 110, 112 degree Fahrenheit temperatures, 40 degrees Celsius, somewhere like that. I took a ride here and it was 50 in my when I was out there and got on the bike. It's 50 degrees Fahrenheit. As we got up to the lake, it dropped down to 45. Well, actually, it dropped down to 45 before. Well, when I got away from the river, I think the river was keeping the temperature up here a little bit. But after I got a few miles away from the river, the fog started going down. Then it started raining, and the temperature dropped, and it got down to 45 Fahrenheit. Yeah, I got a coat on this morning. There's a little chill. I got my heater on. There's a little chill. I think when I looked, it was 40 something degrees. It's going to be down like 35 by daylight. That'll make the alligator butts pucker. We're broadcasting today in living color. I mean, I need me a peacock. Oh, I see somebody else showed up. There's two people. Anybody want to come into the studio? There's a link right up there. If you don't see it, if it's scrolled up, just scroll up over there on the chat area, and you'll see the link. Ain't no, it ain't fair. Just one guy having all this fun. Oh, there's more. Chasing ghosts. Well, you got the weekend coming up. If you got all your Christmas lights up. Oh, probably if you're if you're running constantly across the highway and going different places, you don't have time to string up the lights. I tell you, when I was on the road, a lot of the guys they would put Christmas wreaths and lights out there on the radiator out in the front there and decorate your truck and light it up. But probably DOT. Probably the DOT's probably banned that, won't allow you to do it. Hello, Tony. We got some good people in here this morning already. Maybe my internet will stay on. Yesterday, while I was putting a video up, 2 times, while I'm putting the video up, 2 times my power went off. Now that makes old Mac mad because old Mac pays a lot for electricity and he likes for it to stay on. No, I'm not mad about that. I'm mad I have to go set my clocks. Everything blinking. Blink, 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 blink. Oh, well, you're young. You can hump out another Christmas and took that money away. So next year you'll have a lot more mileage, a whole lot more wisdom, and a handful of money saved up. There was something the other day. Something was so expensive. I can't remember what it was. It sort of got my attention. I went, my gosh, it was pretty high. I just changed the oil, all 3 holes on my Harley, and that's $350, including the filter. But they went over my bike. Me being an old guy, every time I take it in over there, they recognize I'm kind of getting too old to get down on the ground. So they check all my nuts and bolts. Harley has been known to loosen up some stuff occasionally, but they didn't find anything wrong. The clutch is good. Everything was tight. The exhaust headers, they put me last year 4 studs. They put me 4 new studs. The hose, the exhaust onto the head. They put 4 of them because I had one that backed out. It was loose and it was ticking. So they put new gaskets and new bolts. But they checked everything for tightness. And they got me. I've got tires coming. My tires, even though they was new in 2018, they begin to get a little dry rot. I'm with you, Tony. It's about the kids, but I'm in my second childhood, so hey, I'm all about Christmas myself. Well, we talked about this last night. Angelique was sitting over here, and we talked about things we were going to do this Christmas, and even though we're in the Christmas spirit, she reminded me, we don't have as much Christmas spirit as we did 10 years ago, because we was in the Northwest and all my grandkids and all the family and everybody. And you could always count on, after they went and visited everybody else, they would come and visit me. And Ruth, my wife, loved Christmas. She would cook, and that was her happy zone. Oh hell, she liked that cooking. She liked cooking for everybody, and she made candies and cakes. But when we got down here to Alabama, we'd become just old folks, and we didn't do all the big family cooking thing because we didn't have any family here. The Boeing Aircraft Company, every one of our managers, everybody in different divisions across, especially over in aerospace, where I was at. We built toys for tots, and they had these machines, and you would throw this piece of wood. It's like we used to use teak wood. The reason we used teak wood, we had a operation going on, and it came from Indonesia. The teak wood did, and they would ship us stuff from Indonesia, and it would be that was stuff that we got from Australia, but the wood came from Indonesia, and that teak wood would be given away every Wednesday. You could go out in the back and get all this teak wood up. Well, somebody came up with this idea of toys for tots, and you could throw this toys for tot, and they had this machine that cut toys out, cut wheels out, the little wooden cars, and then you had people that was painting them. They took them over there. They had this really beautiful paint jobs of race cars, little pickup trucks, and they made toys for tots. And then bikers like us, we'd go on these biking runs every year. That was a thing that we really looked forward to, especially because it snowed up there. And you'd go out there and plow your way through some of the communities and drag your feet in the snow. And well, you know what it's like, when you move into a new area and you don't know anybody. Uh, I go to my Harley dealer. It's 350 cash. It's more than that when you put it on the credit card, because you got to pay 3% for using the card, and you got to pay sales tax. But it's really neat. And also they do a lot of extra things for me. I've been going over there for years, so um, they treat old Mac really good there. Well, they like to listen to my old bullshit stories. I tell them stories about what it was like to ride the Sturgis in 1962 on a chopper, an old 53 pan head, 49 rigid frame, rigid tail, Springer front end, long stretched out front end of the thing. What it's like to change flat tires, fix flats all the way from Seattle to Sturgis. See, Sturgis started the year I was born. Sturgis, the first time they had a rally in Sturgis was in 1940. I was born June the 30th, 1940. So I was around before Sturgis. They didn't start it until, I believe, August or September, and I was born in June. And I like going to the Harley shop. Well, they've always got coffee, and they treat you like family. When I go over there, the owner of the shop, he'll have his grandkids in there. And his grandkids, they're quite entertaining. They'll come over and they'll talk with old Mac, and they got this big screen up there, and they put old Mac's videos on the big screen. Well, one time there was a video of me crashing a Sportster. I crashed. I had my camera running. You see the whole crash, and then I used some mofo words. I was using the word mofo. And so I had to go in and delete that, because I realized, I don't put videos up on YouTube for children, but there are people that would be watching and they would have their grandkids. I went, whoa. So I had to take that one down where I was cussing. I think maybe I might have altered it. I might have went in and beeped out some of the bad cuss words. Man, I was bleeding like a stuck hog, and I was 22 miles from home. That's where Mount Olive is. When I got home, the blood had quit running out of my leg and it had dried all the way down into my boots. And then I had a hard time getting my sock off my feet. I had to peel that old dried blood, you know. But we did die. We didn't die, and that was good. But so we don't decorate no more here at my place. Uh, there's only just Angelique and I and the dogs. So we don't. Well, we took it. We've always put a tree up, but we decorated up in Washington at my sister's house. A tree up in the front bay window, and we decorated it all up. A lot of people might have seen it on some of the videos I did up there. So we've already had a Christmas with the family. I think we're going to go do Mexican for Christmas. Last year, we did Chinese. And they all wished me Merry Christmas. That was nice. Took a really good ride yesterday in blue sky, 70 plus degrees temperature. People are out hustling and bustling and having a good time. And yeah, well, I like a lot of people. I come home and I poured peroxide in my leg, and then everything. I had to take rocks out of my leg. I had to take and get down there. You didn't have to worry about finding the rocks when they're stuck down on the bone down there. You run your hand over it and you can feel them little nerves in your bone there, and you peel that rock out of that hole and pour some peroxide down in there. And it left me some scars, I tell you. I've had scars when we was racing. I was in a 24-hour race in not San Antonio, Austin, Texas. I entered two motorcycles. I had a friend of mine. His name was Dave O's, and Dave rode one of my bikes in a 24-hour endurance race. And I made it till say we started 3 in the afternoon. I made it 11 hours. I ran it exactly 11 hours, and I had an issue. And Dave made it 18 hours, and he broke the clutch housing. It was a Montesa. He was riding a Montesa 2-cycle 250. It was a really, really well set up bike for racing. But he hit a rock coming as we crossed the creek over and over during the 24-hour run. The watering hole got deeper, and he finally hit a rock in the watering hole, and he cracked, and all the oil ran out, and then the clutch got dirt and sand in it, and there's places you had to go all the way down into the first gear to climb up out of some of the creek banks, and he had to give it up because he couldn't. Once he got it into gear, he couldn't get it out of gear. You took the words right out of my mouth, Tony. I saw her bloody clothes up there, and I didn't dare ask because she's a bike rider, and I made the assumption that she probably had a bike incident like me. I had two of them. I had the I after that I had a second one, and both of them I didn't have any control over. It happened. Come on, Tara, tell us something about that horrible day that you was involved in. Had they had took me to the hospital over there in Jefferson County, they'd have probably I don't know if I'd have got my clothes back or not, but I made it home. The 22 miles back to home. I'm like an old dog. If I can crawl back up on the front porch, I'll lick my wounds until I can get going again. There was a lot of licking, I got to tell you that. Oh, am I in focus? Yeah, okay. I just hope the power stays on today. Yesterday, everything shut down, failed after about an hour and 34 minutes. Everything shut off. Pitiful, I tell you. While we was out riding, we were down in Jefferson County, and I live up in up in Cullman County. Ooh, I know about screws. After they got the plates in me, they got my plates all they bolted. They come up through my heel though where the ball is up under that part of it. You know, there's a right by your ankle. There's a ball, and the both bones are broke up here. They drove some stainless steel boats or titanium boats up in a big long ones up in there, and then the plates. They drove boats through the plates. And when a week after I got home from the hospital, my wife had a 104-degree fever. My wife was dying from dementia, but she had a 104-degree fever. So I pulled my Mustang around. I have a Mustang GT, and I opened the door and laid the seat back. And we took her out there, and then I had to lift her up and set her in the front seat. And what happened there, I was on a little bit of a slant, and where they put the plates in there, my leg shifted to one side, and it poked the bolt came out through the side of my leg there. So I had to go back to the hospital after I got her taken care of. I understand about nuts and bolts and screws. Oh, you hit, oh, let me put it up there so others can see. Well, yeah, I know about struggling about trying to save your leg. I was 80 something years old when I had my disaster. I was in my 80s. It was a disaster for me and everybody around me because they had to deal with me whining and complaining. Yeah, we lucky we have you, Tara. You you really we're so blessed in many ways. When the human body was built, there was a lot of pain then when it occurred, but we're fortunate. I can remember stuff from all the way back into the 40s, but you don't remember the pain. You remember the incident, but you cannot recreate in your mind the feeling of pain. You think about the pain, and so we're blessed that way. Our mind has a way of relieving us from remembering the pain we had then. Oh, you feel it for quite a while while you're going through all the surgeries and stuff. But I'm not a pain pill guy. I don't take pain medicine. And they gave me all kinds of stuff to take, and I never used any of it. I mean, I just I don't like it. Uh, if you take pain medicine, it cuts into your drinking. Yeah, you shouldn't drink and take oxycodone, oxycontin, or any of those things. You got to give up one or the other. If you give in to the pain and take the medicine, sure, it'll relieve the pain, but then you have to crawl out of that coma that you come out of after you've been under the blanket of pain pills. And that ain't pretty either. I can only speak from experience. Yeah, one pain at a time. And that's enough usually, but we that's the reason we go back doing stuff. You go, oh sure, I broke my leg in two places. Yeah, I had an 85. I broke my skull right here. I busted a brand new bell helmet. I broke 7 ribs on my chest, and I broke my right femur, and I just broke a lot of stuff. Look at my hands. Let me see if you can see my hand. My finger ain't normally should not have a curl to it. It shouldn't be bent down. Shouldn't look like that. It works though, so I have nothing to complain about. Well, the raccoons last night was quite noisy. I had a bunch of them out there. She put down feed, and they all come from out in the woods there, and they were knocking. I haven't even opened the door. I haven't even turned the light on and look out there. I could look at my security camera and see what went on, but there's something big took place. I heard. What happens sometimes, dogs will chase the raccoons out of the woods, and they'll jump up onto the rear deck, and the little raccoons are running for their life, and they'll knock stuff over and flower pots and stuff, whatever's on the deck. But I did hear the noise. I woke up, I heard that boom, boom, boom stuff being knocked around on the back deck. None of the alarms went off, so there wasn't nothing, it didn't trigger anything. This old place, when an alarm does go off, it will wake you up in a deep sleep. I walked into the hospital, and the guy that worked on me was an old Army veteran, Army surgeon. He's a oncologist, Army oncologist. He did a lot of work with bone cancer and stuff like that. But he's working in surgery up here at the hospital. So when I wake up the next day after the surgery, he brings another doctor in. He wanted to introduce me to his doctor friend. I was the guy that walked in with both bones broken in my leg. They had never seen that. I was like the walking dead. I have possums out there that eat with the raccoons. And we watched a little baby possum. The mama come up one time. She came up and she had all her little possums on her back. And they live out there. I mean, they've always been here. We have persimmon trees on my property. My wife wanted to call this Simmon Run, persimmon Run, and wanted to put a archway out there by the driveway so when people come, but we didn't name it that because we had so many persimmon trees. I've got 40 persimmon trees, 40 nice grown persimmon trees out there. And they produce fruit every year, and the possums love the persimmons. My dog goes out there. I've got videos of my dog that's laying over there asleep now, walking right by a possum by the gate. The possum was standing up on the top step, and my dog just gave him a look like, "Move over, let me out." It was a fairly large possum, and that possum opened his big old mouth. They got a huge mouth. That possum opened that big mouth. My dog just looked at him and just walked right on down the steps. Well, the possum moseyed over here and started eating, and here come my dog running up there when he come out from doing his business. He come running up on the deck. He went over there, and that possum he went open his big mouth again. He went, ah! He hissed. My dog come on into the house. I watch him with the cameras. I can tell when he's come up the steps. I'll watch and see if he's fixing to come back in because he'll go out there and eat with the raccoons. They know one another. They've been seeing one another all their life. Ten baby possums, right? We bought one year. I used to have these people when I had my raccoon ranch. I had a thing called the raccoon ranch, and I would have these cameras, and people would come in, and when the babies start having the little kits, that's what they call the baby raccoons. Raccoons are kits, and when they was born, people would name all the different little raccoons, and they got to pick out one, and this was theirs, and only I could tell which one was theirs. I go, oh, that's yours right there. You know, when you look at a baby possum or a baby raccoon, they all look the same. Yeah, we had the channel dedicated for raccoons in color too. Now, not black and white. Sometimes I'd decorate the back deck different seasons for the raccoons. I got videos here, Tony. I got a video of a 6 foot snake right here where I'm sitting, right exactly where I'm sitting. My dog was down here by my feet. My dog was digging under the desk. He had his feet under there, and so he was real restless. He would run over there and look over there, and then he'd come back and look over here. So I took my flashlight, which is always sitting right here. I grabbed the old flashlight and I shined it, and that snake from where I'm sitting right here was all my desk is 6 foot long. That snake was always the full length of the desk and turning the corner. So I get up and I went over and opened that back door over there. And I opened the back door and I opened the storm door. And that snake crawled around the corner. And I got the video on YouTube here. Maybe I'll get somebody to show it. Maybe Moto might go over and bring it up. But that 6 or 7 foot long snake crawled right out the back door. So Angelique come through over there on the other door, sometime later. She said, there's a big snake in the bathroom. And the snake was that big around. It was like a python, it was a chicken snake, big old, had a beautiful pattern on his body. And he was stretched out. I went in and he was stretched out all the way across the sink, all the way over to the toilet. And then this year, we had a 7-footer in there in the kitchen, and he was laying on the back of the range, the cooking stove. So of course, I always grab my camera and make videos of them. Yeah, we got a lot of snakes here. We got snakes everywhere. Well, hey, we got deadly ones too now. We don't have you little pussycat snakes. I know in Australia you got really deadly snakes, but we've got the copperhead. He ain't very big. He's only maybe 2 foot long. He's big and fat, and he can bite you and he make you really sick. He could kill you. A lot of people do die. But we got the eastern diamondback. His head is big as my hand. The eastern diamondback's got big old long fangs like this, and he'll grab you. And he put his mouth on your leg when he bites. He can bury the fangs right in the calf of your leg. That's the reason most of the guys will wear taller boots so they can't bite through the leather. And we do have quite a few water moccasins. We have a cottonmouth. It's got also like an eastern diamondback. It's big mouth, great big fangs, huge fangs. We used to go down here at the Sullivan Creek. I have a river this way and a creek this way. I live between the river and the creek. Oh yeah, chasing ghosts. We got all of the above. My wife got bit by a spider right after we got down here. Oh, big old hole, big old size of 50-cent piece, rotted out. Made her sick. I went to an automobile auction. So I asked him over at the auctioneer, I said, where's your bathroom? He said, go around here and go down there. So I went around here and you had to go down this little short hallway, and only had like 100-watt light bulb way up in the top of the ceiling. But as I approached the door to go into the bathroom, there was about a 4 or 5 foot water moccasin coiled up. And that sucker struck. I've got very fast reflexes for an old guy. When that thing struck, I moved and it hit the side of my knee, right below my knee. But he missed me with his fangs, and he slid off to the side of my leg, and he went about a foot past me. His head went right. It bumped me as he went by me. And then he pulled back and he stood up about a foot off the ground. He pulled that big old head back for another dose, and when he pulled his head back, he froze just for a moment, and I was able to get out of the way. And he crawled into a room, like a utility room, right just next to the bathroom where they stored paper towels and stuff. And so I went up there to the auctioneer people and I said, "You got a fairly large snake in your bathroom over there, you know?" And so wasn't very long. There was a black guy that worked for the Chevrolet dealership in Birmingham. He come out and he was had it by the tail. He'd stumped its head. He was sitting in there on the toilet, and after it got through with me, he rolled in and went into a stall. And when it went into the stall with the black guy, he stumped it in the head, and he brought that big old snake out there, and it was a water moccasin. Well, that's good. You're home. I'm glad that you're built up, Tonio, up above the water, so you're not being flooded. We used to live down on the river when I was a kid, and it flooded every year. And our house was high enough. We personally never was flooded, but the river flooded right next to us. A lot of people weren't as lucky as we were, also. Well, I think this is, let me see, the 19th today. Yeah. So we've only got, what, 6 days? Oh, well, yeah, next week. We won't have, yeah, this is the last Thursday of the before Christmas. So, um, we're getting closer. We went yesterday and rode the bike over and got us some tacos. And of course, my buddy Robin, he made fun of me because everybody knows Tuesday is Taco Tuesday, not Taco Wednesday. But we was craving. Hey, Dragon Queen. Oh, I don't need a lot of sleep. I'm not a sleeping kind of a person. Here's the deal, Dragon Queen. We have a lot of my friends are doing moto blogging. They're doing just blogging in general and streaming. And everybody has got little slots that they put out premieres here. They advertise it every Wednesday. They're going to be on every Monday under whatever. So I come in on these little odd hours. Sometimes I'll operate from 1 to 8, and then sometimes I'll operate from 3 till noon, 3 o'clock in the morning until noon. I operate in areas when they're not on. Rod, have a good time, man. I know you will. I'd be willing to bet you're the life of the party. You're an intelligent human being that loves life, and you're going to be. I'd like for you to be at one of my parties. You would have had fun. You would have been the life of the party. Well, Dragon Queen, are you seeing people going in the direction of getting ready to celebrate for Christmas, or are you in the part of the world where that's not a big whoop? we're we're over here where capitalism is flourishing. Oh man, uh, you better have your you better be in good spirits because we can make it rumble in the house. Get me and you both at a party, we would have a lot of fun. I'd have to wait till my beard grows back out again. It your beard grows a half inch a month, so it'll be back out pretty soon. That's one thing about it. You can cut them off and they come right back. I don't think they come out. They don't seem to me as I get older. I don't know what it makes a beard grow. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I know as I get older, it gets thinner and it gets, I don't know, it just doesn't have the, whatever it is, it makes your beard good. The grayer it gets, the more softer I think it is. When your hair is black, see my eyebrows, I got dark eyebrows. Well, when my beard was dark, it it tend to be a little fuller. But I've had cancer and radiation and all that crap, and that takes a toll on your body as well. Oh, I'm so sorry. I understand. I know how I know how that works. My wife was the Christmas planner. She planned everything, looked forward to it, and she worked hard to make it come about. And now that she's gone, there's not as much spirit in the family on my side of the family. Like Tony right there says, we're always here. And it really, what he's saying is so factual. It is my crew, my people that I was involved in when my wife passed, they helped me get through it by, you know, words of encouragement. And they were saddened by her loss. And yeah, it helps you get through. You need a village of support to get you through your tight spots. And the older you get, the more of those occurrences occur. I've lost so many friends. One time we were doing a live feed right here, and the phone rang, and it was a friend of mine let me know a buddy of mine died. He's gone. He's finished. I go, oh my gosh! But it's a way of life. It's all part of the life cycle. It don't make it any better. Strangers in the night. I can't even imagine losing a child. It's got to be hard. Well, the weekend is soon to be up on. I always counted Friday as part of the weekend. People go, no, no, Friday weekend don't start till Saturday. Hell no, not for me. I worked second shift for over 20 years. And so at midnight on Friday night, the party started. Love the weekends. And today I've been retired since 1995. I retired June the 30th, 1995. And that's a long time ago. I get invited. We have a we have an annual dinner, the Minuteman Missile Crew, when we was doing the Minuteman, and they meet all over the nation. And our numbers are getting littler, less and less of us. I don't go to them, but when I see the list of who's going to attend, it's getting littler and littler. I think maybe Dragon Queen, she might have checked out. I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't do anything that would have offended her. Anybody out there who wants to come in and join, I'll be more than happy to throw a link up there. Y'all come in and make the world happy. Oh, she had to go do something. Yeah, they're head there. I think she's ahead of me in time. Really enjoyed my ride yesterday. I rode for the last 2 days. The day before it was raining and cold, but yesterday it was warm and nice. Well, I stopped when we stopped over there in a little town. It was really nice and warm, and it felt good sitting there in the sunshine. I didn't go in. She went in and picked up the stuff, and we went to Taco Bell. We don't have Taco Time here. Up in Washington, they got a Taco Time and Taco Bell. They got a couple of the different taco stores up there. Angelique, she loves what was that one taco place we found in Arizona? Taco. Hey, Ray Motolite. Motolite. Good morning. Look like my signal's holding up so far. I've been on here an hour and 15 minutes, and the signal looked like it's holding up good. there's not a sound out there. I don't hear any noise. All the raccoons, it must be, they've eaten up all the food. And once you get all the food eat, they don't hang around. They go find them a place to den up. They eat a lot of food in November and early part of December. They went through a lot of food. And my auto my feeder out there will hold 80 pounds of dog food. But I mixed the last time I mixed up cat food and dog food dry because the cat food's got a little bit smaller sizes, and I mixed them together, and they eat that stuff up. Cat food and dog food. Yeah, we looked at the weather. I think I may have another riding day before Christmas. Now I look, Christmas Day here is going to be 60 degrees, and so I may go riding on Christmas Day. I don't know. We talked about doing that. I ride every year on first day of the year. Oh, look like Dave might be broadcasting live. So yeah, we're gonna may get another ride in before Christmas Day, and we're gonna ride on New Year's Day unless it's pouring down rain. Oh, I had the old bike serviced and everything, and oh, we just zipped down the road. It runs so it seemed like it's really happy. You could hear that motor out there talking. I wish I had some of that stuff that Sick has. You know, he has where he's got explosions going off behind his head and he's got rain above his head. I don't have access to it. Maybe might be some way I could do that. They'll have to teach me how to do it, and we'll have some fun. Set off fireworks behind me, and well, there's a lot of nice people made some comments about my yesterday's ride. Let me make a comment back. There we go. We got that all taken care of. All righty. And you can't beat that. Can't beat that with a stick. I see Maria. She's on over. She's on. I think Maria's in Germany. She always puts on a good show. Hers is she sings and has a lot of stuff going on, and she's happy in life, and that's really important. 45 degrees. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, 45 degrees. Yeah, tires are expensive. I'm putting Dunlops. I got what it comes from the factory, Dunlops, and these were new in 2018, but they got a little dry rot. Oh, 35. So yeah, it's going to be cold here this morning. That cold front you got up there is pushing down here, and it said in my weather by 6 o'clock it's going to be down. It's going to drop 10 degrees. It's going to be down to 35 degrees by 6 o'clock. I got the heater going, got my coat on, so we're good to go. $800 for 2 tires. Well, on a truck, I have to have 3 tires. My tires don't have any wear on them. Those tires don't have a lot of miles on them, but it is simply sit. They sit a long time and they dry rot. Not with me. I keep them moving. You keep a tire rolling, they won't dry rot. uh, I put on over 6,000 miles this year, and that's good riding. Angelique and I, we did a lot of trips. We do every day we ride. I mean, but we went up into Gatlinburg, and we went to Helen, Georgia, and we went to Philadelphia, Mississippi, and we went to Tampa, Florida, Clearwater, Port Richey. We yeah, we went to a lot of places. On one of my Sportsters, I had Mitsler. I had the same brand on one of my Sportsters, the one we call the Bobber. When I got it, somebody had shortened the fender. They did a really good job on it, and it was a '48 model. It was 2012 48. I was later. Yeah, it was a '48 model. It had the big fat tire in the front, and they made it like a bobber, and they had the little seat that had the little hydraulic cylinder under the seat that sat really down. Well, I went in and I put an $800 Saddleman seat on it, and LED lights and a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, it was a 1200 Sportsman. That was a good running bike. I liked it. My Mustang, I put a set of those Z-rated tires last year on the Mustang, and I bought all 4 tires mounted and balanced for $1,200. Um, because the Z rated is a higher speed rated tire, and that's what they come out from the factory. I put Hankook Z rated Hankooks on it. I got them for 1,200 installed, mounted and balanced. And I put a set of Michelin tires on the other. I had another Mustang before that one. I hit a cow and totaled out the Mustang. But that one I had just put new Michelin tires on it. and they was a little bit more expensive, Z-rated Michelins. I was up in Cullman, and we were talking about getting tires, and the guy was a Michelin dealer. He had Firestone and Goodyears and stuff like that, but he was pushing the Michelins, and so he put a set of them on there for me. I got to say, I made a trip, or maybe 2 trips out. Yeah, I did. I did 2 trips to the West Coast in that one, and them Michelins rolled along really good on that thing. Quiet, very quiet. I got Michelin's on my pickup truck, and those are 18-inch size tires, big wide. You know, it's a F-150 Lariat pickup truck. It has the wider wheels on it. They just brought out a model that had a different style wheel on it for the Lariat. And my wife, she hit a culvert or something other and broke one of the Michelin tires and damaged the rim. So I called the Ford dealer up there and I said, I need a rim for my F-150 Lariat. And the guy said, $500 for the rim. $500 for a rim. I go, oh, you gotta be kidding. So I talked to a guy in Gardendale, Alabama at a tire shop, and they said, oh, I can save you a lot of money on those rims. I've got a friend that's got a set of pull-off Lariat wheels, but he lives about 70 miles from here. So I called his friend, and I went down there and picked him up, and then came back and had the guy mount tires on them for me. Only picked one up. I didn't buy 2. I only bought one, the one that she damaged. Bye-bye, Tony. I had a motorcycle one time. It was a Honda. It was a Honda, what's called the Dream model, way back in 1962. 305cc, twin cylinder Dream. And it came from Japan with white walls on it. And I blew the front tire out on it. And damn near killed me. That was one of the original tires. They just didn't have good rubber back in those days. Oh yeah, when we used to cross Route 66 back in the 50s and the 60s, you would go for miles. It would be the next nearest service, 185 miles, 140 miles from Fort Stockton, Texas, or somewhere out there in one of those long, far off stretches. And back in the days, we had generators on the car, most of them did in the 50s. And if your generator went out, it would cost you a fortune out there to get a generator. They didn't have auto parts store all around. You had to find the nearest Napa store or something, or Pep Boys Auto or whatever to get a generator. Hello, Mr. Toga. How's Togo over there this morning? I bet you're tired because you work all the time. But you seem like you enjoy it. I mean, what I'm saying, you don't ever complain. Looks like my signal's holding up good today so far. I want to keep saying that till the thing goes out. I think we're doing pretty good. I stayed up pretty late last night. I guess 11:30 or something like that, and then I come back on here at 3:30 and started my feed here. I've been on now for an hour and 31 minutes, and it's on my time 4:57. So things are going good here. Looking forward to the weekend. Not that we have anything planned up. I just like weekends. I always have. I got to get me one of them coffee pots so I can make myself a cup of coffee. She won't be alive for another hour yet. Yeah, she won't even be. She's still in a deep, deep sleep right now. I really envy the way she can sleep. Um, when we were on our trip, I'd look over there, her little lip be hanging down. She'd be over, her little head tilted back, and you'd hear her says, you could hear just a little bit of a snore coming out of her. Every time one she'd wake up, she said, "Was I snoring?" I always say, "Does the bear crap in the woods?" She's a lot of fun to travel with because she's always planning, and she does all of her hotel reservations, and she does all of her food planning. And now, when we came back, we had two animals. Going up there, we only had one animal, so we had to plan all the rest stops and animal breaks and all that stuff. So, and she'll be over there with that phone, seeing where the next place to eat, where the next motel, where the next. And then she'll be over playing her. She's got games she plays on her phone, and she'll be over playing her game. And then when she gets through with the game, she'll sleep for a couple hours. Yeah, it's a normal activity. And I have people that are so afraid about being known for snoring. And I told them, my God, that's the way you're designed. But I snore really. I've got a very large lung capacity. One time they measured my air capacity. I think I do like 6 liters of air. In one breath, I go, and I pull in like 6 liters of air, a lot of air. So I snore really big. I stopped in Sun City West. That's the suburbs in Phoenix, Arizona. I was going to the NASCAR race at Phoenix City Raceway, NASCAR. And I stopped at a friend of mine's house. He asked me, "Please stop. If you're down here, come over and see me." Well, they put me in a bedroom, and it's really nice. They have a really nice home there. And the next morning, we're sitting there eating breakfast, and I said, Did I snore last night? Because we drank pretty late, you know, and then when I drink, I snore more than ever. And she told Benny, my friend, she said, go in there and check on him. He might be dying. She sent him all the way to my room to check on me, make sure that I wasn't like dying. He said when he got by the door, I was making the curtains flap on the wall because I was snoring good. I've always snored. I'm a mouth breather. Um, if I get on my back, I will make a noise through my nose. uh, I have woke myself up snoring. I mean, literally, I go, oh, what? What's going on? What's going on? Was that a bear in the room? That'd be me. Well, some of our buddies will be rising here pretty soon, getting ready to face the day. Well, we see Ray Moto, he don't ever sleep either. He's one of them kind of guys that don't sleep a lot. I have never been a sleeper. Yeah, this old StreamYard, YouTube, or whatever you're on, whatever platform, bringing people together. Yeah, when I got up, I've got a T-shirt on under here, a T-shirt, and instead of going over to the closet and digging out a sweatshirt, I went ahead and just slipped my jacket on. And it's a windbreaker, you know, just a windbreaker, and it felt good. I got the heater on, and it's getting colder by the minute. It's dropping. Yeah, it's going to be down to 35 by morning, by daylight. We're still we're still an hour and a half away from daylight. You know, if you get REM state sleep, rapid eye movement, REM state, that is the deepest sleep you can get. And if you can get into that REM area for 15 minutes out of your bedtime, you get more rest, you get more sleep in that REM state than if you lay there in water for 8 hours. No, it won't change. I used to think that too when I was young. I thought, well, I used to watch my older relatives and they would sleep, and it just never happened for me. Um, I can stay awake a long time, and I don't have to force myself. Now, the most aggravating thing in the world is be sitting here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and let my head relax for a minute, and I will doze into a sleep while sitting in my chair, just a little nap, and I go, whoa. Uh, but I got to admit, it feels good when you do nap. But when I'm driving on the road, I never nap. I don't ever go like, I bought a Serta, what they call the pillow top Serta mattress over there, and I paid a lot of money for that Serta because I wanted a good. I thought the very thing that you're saying there, Ray, is I'm thinking if I bought a really expensive mattress with them little coil springs all through there, that I would be able to get a whole lot of sleep. It didn't just exactly work out that way. And I'm with you on the hard mattress. The problem when I got the Serta, it was a soft mattress and I wallered down in it. And to me, I'd wake up in the morning feeling tired when I did get in the thing because you're wallered, them coil springs let you go down and, because when I stay at a motel and they got them old hard industrial mattresses on them hotels, I sleep better there than anywhere. Oh yeah, if you get over and I got a little couch behind me that I can put my head on one arm and hang my feet over the other side there. And my intention is not to go to sleep. I go over there. I'll say, I'm going to take some of the load off my spine. I'm going to lay on the couch and watch TV. And I don't get to watch much TV. Then I would lay down on the couch and go to sleep. And then my dog would jump up and he wanted to get up on and lay up there with me. It seemed like, to me, I think Toga, you might have mentioned that there a while ago. It's kind of like a waste of, in other words, so tomorrow I've got something planned up. I ain't no use go getting in bed because I won't sleep a wink until I get those plans activated where I'm going and doing what I'm going to do. I will lay down. I believe the body does need to rest. And if you drift off to sleep, that's really good. If it don't happen, at least your body's laying there resting. Yeah, if I plan upon watching a TV program, I go, oh man, it's going to be so good. I'm going to get over here and I'm going to relax my body and I'm going to watch that movie on the TV. Angelica, she'll come in and she go, how was the movie? I said, I don't know. I didn't see it. Hey, Ray Moto Life, did you see my my little video I did yesterday, my little ride? It was only like 17 minutes long, but we went and got tacos yesterday. And Angelique and I, we had more fun doing that little video. To beat the humdrum. Yeah, that's how good the movie was. It put me to sleep. Uh, we did her and I. We always like to clown around on stuff, to beat the humdrum of the same thing all over and over. And if you haven't seen it, you might check it out. It was It was a day that Angelique rose up against her master. She rose up against her master. You see, when Angelique put her foot down and took over. Yeah, I got a lot of friends that does the CPAP. I've never done one of them. I wonder if I call her. I bet she's sound asleep in there. I'm going to see. Yeah. I crossed the river down there. I normally always look to the left because the sun is to the right. It's always to the right when I cross the bridge. And I looked, I did see the water, but I tilted my head down so the sun wouldn't come into the lens. So I got my camera mounted right here on my chin. So wherever I move it, it goes with me. It's a GoPro 11 that has pretty good optics on it. I shoot everything in 4K and then reduce it down. Um, that one yesterday was just a pretty day for riding. The day before, a lot more color in the video the day before because it's cloudy and the colors had a different, the leaves all had a wet color to it, much more color was more pronounced. Yesterday the color wasn't as, I don't think it was as pronounced because the sunshine diffused a lot of the color. I'm gonna see if I can ring her up.
Hey, it's Angelique. Sorry I missed your call. I'll call you back when I can. Thanks. Bye.
Mm-hmm. She got that phone turned off because she knows if she got a call here at 5:14 in the morning, that it'd be old Mac be wanting some coffee. Well, I'm Ray, as you know. No, she's never worked a day in her life. Um, when I say she's never worked a day in her life, she has never had a job, but she's always wanted to work. Yeah, no stress. Yeah, pretty laid back life. I worked so she didn't have to. That's right. Yeah, she always wanted to go to work. She has always wanted to. Uh, let me clarify that. She did she did have a job. It lasted 1 week. Not because something she after she got on, they reorganized, and so the first people they let go is the latest person they hired. So she ended up found out that she had been surplused. So she got in a week. And she did worthwhile work. She's never put any of her education to work at all. But after I expire, I think she's going to probably work. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I enjoyed yesterday it being out in the sun. And that's one of the things we do have down here in the southeast is a lot of sun. So that was a pleasure ride in the sun. Oh yes, that's right. I think my period, I went to a military school, and that education, that I carried the rest of my life. It was a really intense sort of training. You had to do 4 hours a day of military exercise with your teaching, and you still had your classes, and you had to have your curriculum. You had to keep everything up to score on your grades, and yet still do all the. So it learned you to structure your life around to where you can get more out of a day and planning. You know how you plan your day up. Yeah, I went to Lyman Ward Military School. And I love being a cadet. I was fortunate when I was at the military academy, we had all Korean War veterans. That was top of they were all those were West Point. They went to West Point, and some of them went to VMI, Virginia Military Academy, and they had become officers. And so when they came into Lyman Ward, they brought their skills. See, I was there before Vietnam, so it was Korean, and that Korean period of time, your soldiers they had a lot of hardships, and so when they ran the academy, they run it just like they was running boot camp during the Korean War. That can make your life miserable, but really intense. We used to have a thing where it's called a call out. Let's say that you find yourself in a classroom situation and there's an individual in the classroom that disrupts your learning process. You can call out that individual and you have to go into the ring on Friday evenings after 6 p.m. and you had to go in and do 3 rounds. And I had a lot of relatives die in Vietnam too. Got their legs blowed off. And one time I got called out, but the call out was scheduled for like 3 weeks before I could get into the ring with him. And so I come home, and my uncle, he fought in World War II. And my uncle told me what I should do to assure that I would win this 3-round boxing match. And he gave me all his wartime advice. And it worked out pretty much what he said. I cannot ever remember ever calling anybody out. I was called out, but I don't remember calling people out. But it was a time-honored tradition. I was called out by this cadet. I think his name was Michael Bush. And the gloves we had, they curled around. But anyhow, my knuckles were up here in the thinner leather. The way my hand fit inside the glove. So when we started out, we're doing some jabbing, and I jabbed him, and I caught him right here on the eye, and it split the skin on his eye, and the blood run down on his cheek. And that was awful. I thought, oh my God, I've tore the flesh on a human being. When I hit him, my knuckles hit him in the eye. The glove part had rolled around. These are old beat up gloves. They wasn't like some real good stuff you'd find today. Almost in any situation, if you look at it from a different angle, it's going to look different in the future. Looking back, what we could have done, what we should have done. That's including anything you do in your life. Well, I figured Sick would be showing up here pretty soon, some of the locals. But I haven't seen any. Well, Ray, you're almost like a local. You're there in East Tennessee. I've had a lot of relatives to die in the war. I've had children injured badly in the war. I've got kids that were hurt bad in Iraq. I had 5 sons in war, and 3 of them made it to retirement. One made 19 years, and he got blown up. War is hell. We never seem to learn from it. I retired and came back to Alabama because I love the sunshine. I like living here. I like the idea that 300 days a year sunshine. It gets cold some days. You got a little bit of cold weather in maybe January or February. Some days, you can be below. You can be down at below freezing, and tomorrow it'll be 61 degrees. I was born before World War II. And so I have seen suffering from before World War II. Because when I was born, there was still people recovering from World War I. Even though it had been a long time, they carried their wounds until they died. I'm not from a bitter family. Even all of us served in the military. We're just not bitter people. In other words, we were raised to serve your country. It seemed to be it's kind of like an obligation, and it worked out for our family. So what others do, I don't get myself involved in their personal lives because I don't know their circumstances. I'm a kind of a non-committal sort of guy. I don't commit myself to a lot of things. We just want to get through life having a good time. And that's what we do. We have a good time. These last few years, they've been tough. I guess since 2009, but it comes with age. It hadn't been tough on me. It's been tough on other people. Well, I studied the art of war, the ramifications of war, and there's nothing really glamorous about it, but I found the glamorous life of being a cowboy. When I was young, I had cowboy heroes, and I wanted to be a cowboy, and I've become a cowboy. Oh hell yeah, we played the part. We had the Stetson hat, and we had the big boots, and the big belt buckle, and hell, we hooked it up. We rode horses. We worked the rodeos. Me and my brother, we would wrangle steers. we went, we was just really big into this cowboy stuff. Cause I had admired, I just kind of like that whole thing, where mano a mano, where you ride into town and see how that turns out. I liked animals and livestock, and I loved horses. I rode a horse to death in Coalmont, Colorado. The reason I rode the horse to death, the horse had kidney failure, and I didn't know it. And so I rode her till she went down, and it really hurt me. I didn't know the history on the horse, and I worked the horse just like you'd work any other horse. And then when it went down, I was really belittling myself for working the animal down. But she had age on her, and she had kidney failure. Oh yeah, we like the rodeos. I went to America's oldest rodeo in Yakima, Washington. The cowboy and rodeo circuit starts at that place in Selah. I believe it's called Selah, Washington. And I cannot remember what the rodeo grounds are called, but that's when the American cowboys would ride against the American Indians. And you had this huge tribe of Yakimas that covered all of the Pacific Cascade area. And the Yakimas were just really tough individuals and tough cowboys. And we would ride against them. I wish I could remember the name of that rodeo ground, but I got a video of me, a movie, not a video, but a movie of the rodeo over there in that town. But we got there in the 50s. Cowboys are a little bit tougher in the 50s. I'm thinking they didn't have the other distractions. All they had in their life was being a cowboy in the 50s. And then when the 70s rolled around, you had drugstore cowboys. You had the pseudo cowboys. You go to Sturgis in the 60s, we'd go out there, and then lawyers would be dressed up like cowboys, and they would come over there and strut around. They do that now. You got more lawyers out there than anything when you go to Sturgis. Your biker, he could be a judge or a lawyer or a police officer or ex-military. But in the old days, Sturgis was a cow town. Yeah, I'm talking about when Sturgis started up in the 40s. That was cow country, and you had real cowboys, not drugstore cowboys, truck stop cowboys. Yeah, yeah. We were coal mining people, see, so our life was hard. That's all we ever knew was hard everything. So when we rolled into the cowboy thing, it was a pretty good match for us. You know, they lived hard lives, and we were used to that. So it wasn't a great transition going from being the son of a coal miner to being a cowboy. And so we played that game until I went and got with the big company that I retired from. And for a long time, I was the bourbon cowboy. Wore a Stetson hat with a pheasant feather down one side there. But I came from the real cowboy days, and I dressed up and wore all the stuff at the drugstore cowboys and truck stop cowboys and all the stuff that you could buy in the 80s. My cowboy days ended in 1982. I was finished with it. We used to ride our bike in the 60s. We'd ride out on Highway 152 from Fresno, California, over to San Jose, Watsonville, over on Highway 152, and there was a bar up there called the Bloody Bucket. Hey, Sick, I was just wondering about you, buddy. Let me see. Let me throw you a link in here. Let me get you a link all up in here. If you got your clothes on, you'd be more than welcome to come and join us. If you ain't naked, you don't want to be naked. Well, hell, you can get in there naked. There's not enough of us in here. Anybody be a little shy, they can just turn their head. I've been waiting on you, Sick. We got the hardcore guys in there, Toga and Ray, the Night Owls, the Night Shift. There's my buddy right there. He's all up in the house.
Morning, Mac.
Good morning, buddy.
How are you?
Well, I think we're doing good. I was going to wait till 4, but I kicked it off a little early this morning. The signal was good. And I said, the hell, while I've got a signal, I'll go ahead and get on now just in case the thing goes down. And it's been holding steady.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Hey, what did you think about my video yesterday?
I liked it. It was good. It was good. It was good.
That's when the master's been kicked from the seat.
Yeah, I see that.
I tell you, you don't understand just how alien that is to her, for her to say things. Remember, she couldn't bring herself to even call your name out.
I know. That was funny. That was great. Can I call him that? That's his name.
Yeah. And for her to talk down to old Mac there, that's just not in her nature. But she pulled it off good.
It's hard to fake that.
Like you have a hard time calling me old Mac.
Yeah, I like calling you Mr. Mac.
Yeah. That's a Southern thing, I guess.
Yeah. What time did you go on?
This morning, I think around 3:30. I've been on 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Oh, good for you.
Well, I didn't know who all was going to be on Thursday. I'm sure Moto is going to do his 8:30 coffee, maybe.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure I got in some time before he did his coffee, because I'll go over and join him on his coffee show.
Yeah, I think it's 8:30.
Yeah, 8:30.
Something like that. I got mine tonight. I'm not looking forward to it, but
You got it already scheduled?
Yeah, I got it all worked out. Supposedly, I haven't even looked to see if it's I think it's scheduled. It should be.
Yeah. Do you have an agenda or a topic, or are you going to let it flow however it goes?
Yeah, I don't have anything. I have nothing.
That's when to stay open. Yeah. Let it flow.
Let's see. What do we got? Upcoming, Thursday night duct tape community. Yeah. That's about it.
I never made the billboard on the duct tape community. I'll see they're just run out of room on the screen to put another picture in there.
There's no billboard. There's no picture of you. There's got to be a picture of you.
I didn't make the cut on the big screen. On Motobomb's on his wall. There's not another room to squeeze. Now that I've cut my beard off, there might be enough room to get my head in there. What do you think?
I think you'll be all right.
I'm just kidding.
Let me see.
Well, I had everything shut off here, and so I had to start the box back up. And it takes a little while. So I was up a little after 3, but I didn't get on the air till close to 3:30. And but I had to let everything sync itself up, and then I had to go up there on that the deal to make sure I had a good signal. It looked like it's good today. Plenty of bandwidth. You know, yesterday afternoon, my power went off twice while I was uploading my video.
Did it really?
Yeah, the electricity went off twice. I went, oh no. And you know what happened? Now, when you're uploading to YouTube, it continues to upload, but it stops. And then it takes a little while for it to catch back up again. I thought, well, it's going to throw a little glitch in there, but it didn't. It looked like it come out all right.
Yeah, you get your power out. You got your power off a lot.
I see. I've got this big box down here on the floor. This power unit. Now I don't have the internet hooked up to that. Now, if I had the internet hooked up to that, it would run that box over there, and I wouldn't even lose my signal. But not only did we lose our signal from the electricity, but the tower went down. Error said we have a network error. It came up on the box and said, "Stay tuned, reset, whatever." We got a network error. So it wasn't me. It was that was yesterday morning when we had a network error. And then later, when I was uploading the video, my power went out twice. I went, "Oh hell!"
Never ends, Mac.
Hey, when we was over there in Warrior, and we got our tacos and stuff, and we started heading back, all I saw was a wall of black. And as I got closer, when I got up on top of the mountain, so I had to climb. There's a ridge between me and Warrior, 780 feet up. So when I peeked up over the 780-foot ridge, I could see rain in my valley where I live over here. I went, oh, we ain't going to make it, man. I poured the coal to it. And we pulled in, got under the carport, and you could hear the rain starting to sprinkle. I went, oh, my God. And then it came a gully washer, and then the power went out, and it came back on, and it went out again. And there was a hellacious storm up north of us.
Yeah.
A lot of thunder and lightning. And so have you got your foot all dressed out already this morning, or are you just contemplating?
No, I got to change my dressing after I shower. So I have to shower first. I have to get ready. I got to get ready by like 2 o'clock. We're like 2 o'clock. My appointment's at 3. Oh, we'll see what he says. The boot's coming apart. That medical boot, the sole of it is starting to come out. The sole that goes underneath my foot is coming out. So I got to glue that back down.
Is that your right leg or left leg?
Left.
Oh, I got a boot in there, but it's a right leg boot. That's really in good shape. I think it was $400 for that one boot.
Oh, yeah, this thing was like $45.
Whoa. Well, yeah. That one, yeah, this one's got the air pump in it and everything. You know, you got it right on the tongue. You pump the air to
oh yeah,
the control swelling and stuff. I didn't put many miles on it. Once they took that, when I went through physical therapy and I was able to take that thing off, it's been sitting in that room over ever since. So. What size feet you got?
11.
11. You know, I was going to, I think I told you when I went to Helen, Georgia, I lost my, the hill shifter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I lost a hill shifter, and I was going to order one when I was over there and have them to put me a hill shifter on there. But I've shifted all my life with just my toe. and I don't mind doing it at all. It shifts really good. So, um, but you once you get used to using that heel and toe, it just seems
Yeah.
you sort of miss it.
It never gets in your way.
Hmm. I remember I got floorboards on mine. My feet set down on the floorboards, and
Yeah, so you're used to it. You're used to hitting the heel if you want it.
yep. I don't even use the clutch a lot of times. If I'm going up through the gears, I'll roll her. I'll roll her up through the gears and down through the gears. I don't need no clutch. I never have. Just they got synchro transmissions and they shift really good. All you need is to take off.
Yeah. At the right moment.
I turned her up just right below the speed sensor. Yesterday I saw it went up to that musical note. It sounded so good when I was going down off of the hill over there. I let her wind up a little bit, and I turned her up there to the. If I'd have went a little bit, enough, probably another 200 or 300 RPM, I would have probably would have hit the rev limiter.
Nice.
I think we're going to probably squeeze in one more ride before Christmas.
Yeah, it's been really warm.
According to my weather as of now, it looks like it's going to be 60 on Christmas Day here.
Yeah.
Is it Christmas Day or I know New Year's, the weather looks like it's going to be all right. It look like gray overcast for New Year's Day, unless that changes. And, that's subject to change.
Yeah.
Do they shoot a lot of fireworks down there where you live on New Year's Day?
Yeah, they got a lot of fireworks going on. It's legal down here. They can sell them and stuff.
Brown Chicken's going to have 5 inches of snow this morning.
Wow.
Oh, man. Well, I guess you won't be out riding today.
Yeah, I don't miss that. I don't miss snow. I used to push snow. I used to push snow every winter.
Remember, I had my share of the snow already this year. I went across the Cabbage Patch, and it was snowing from the time I got to Shasta. That's up our Weed, when you pass Weed on where Highway 97 goes north. I stayed on I-5, but from that point on, all the way through Grants Pass and on over, yeah, a lot of snow. And coming back, more snow.
Yeah.
Chasing Ghost, you're going to pull out on us, Tara. Well, got to do pre-trip, swap trailers.
What's up, Ghost? What's up, Tolga? What's up, Brown Chicken? What's up, Tolga? What's up, Ray?
Well, you be safe today, Tara. Have you had coffee? Are you you're a coffee drinker? Aren't you sick?
Yeah, I drink coffee till I go to bed, Mac.
Oh my.
Yeah, I drink coffee all day and all night.
I don't sleep very much as it is, and a cup of coffee would do me in.
Yeah, I drink coffee till I go to bed. Yeah. I drank last night. I had a little coffee left this morning. I woke up and I was sipping it. And then I made a fresh one from my leftover one from last night.
Oh, Brown Chicken sleeping ain't all it's made up to be.
Yeah, it's really not. Like, I mean, I've been getting up so early. So early. That's why I keep on going to bed so early. I want to go to bed at like 7, 8 o'clock. 7, 8 o'clock, I'm done. I'm like ready for bed.
You know, in the last year, Sick, I have probably worked you every hour of the day.
Yeah, you have. Without a doubt, Mac.
Yeah,
Oh, that's funny. Yeah,
yeah.
I was missing you a lot when you were first left. I was like, damn, this is gonna be a hard bunch of months when Mac's gone.
But we landed on our feet up in Washington. I didn't know if we took a laptop with us, but we used my sister's laptop or her laptop. We used it to get online. I didn't know if she'd want to do that or not. And she said, yeah, go ahead and do it. I did it. Was able to get her on there, and she's a pretty private person. She doesn't say a whole lot, but she was having fun. But I kept her pretty well oiled up.
Yeah, is she able to come on and watch and stuff? You taught her how to do all that and everything, and she can participate or anything, or no? She doesn't.
Speaks to us, but she don't ever put herself on the air.
Yeah, well, that's okay. That you don't have to do that.
I told her, I said, just if you want to just hit that link, just touch that link there, but she's not doing it. She feels more comfortable just texting.
And she can keep her camera off too.
Yeah, that's right. But she was encouraged to do so while I was there, and she did participate with us. And
yeah, I thought she did.
Yeah, and I had my kids, all my kids and grandkids. Some of my grandkids was on during that period of time. But we was on. See, we was on at a lot of different hours. There's 3 hours difference between me and you. When I was up there, it was 3 hours different.
Yeah.
But the StreamYard is this method of doing this brings people together, and
yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, you run across some really good people that are committed to be good no matter where they're at. Like with Moto, he always brings a lot of goodness.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are you still Himalayan?
Yeah, I'm still Himalayan. I'm contemplating on getting up, but it's very early.
I called her earlier, but she didn't answer the phone. But I know she won't turn that phone on until after 6. I was hoping I'd get her, talk her into bring me some coffee.
And yeah, Angelique.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Angelique. Sorry, I missed your call. I'll call you back. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. She'll eventually. I'll hear her feet pitter pattering around over there. And that little old dog sleeps in there with her. And when he wants to come and see me, he'll come over to this door right here, and he'll do that little old man little growl.
Yeah.
He wants in here. He wants in of old Mac, And he'll come and jump up and lay up on my chest, and then I put his little clothes on him.
Yeah, Lay is so damn big. She comes up to me and she like when I'm laying down and when she comes face to face with me, she covers my entire body. Like if I'm laying down and she comes over and looks at me in the face, I'm like, Leia, you're huge. You're like taking up my entire chest cavity, you're in my face, you're in my grill. You're like, what do you want? Can I help you?
Yeah. And Theo, when he gets up on the bed with me, he weighs 23 pounds. He's a little dog, but he's heavy.
Yeah.
I'm always struggling pulling the cover, to turn over something because you have to drag him when you move because he lays up on the top. He's never one. He's a long-haired dog. He's not one for getting under the cover.
Oh, okay. Leia gets under the cover sometimes when she's cold.
Yeah, she's short-haired. Yeah, and
yeah,
that little the little dog gets under the cover as well. It'll come and it'll lay right next to my back.
Yeah, and she likes spooning my knees and my legs so she stays warm. she likes laying close. When you know when Leia's cold. If Leia's cold, Leia's all up on you. Does not like being cold. And if she's hot, she leaves the bed completely and goes in the hallway.
Yep. That's what Theo do. I got me a stairways to come up. My bed's high up off the floor, so I got a little. I went and bought this from the Petco company. I bought a stairways, and he runs up and down them stairs. Well, I put hardwood floors in, and the dang hardwood floors makes them stairs slip when he with them hind legs when he kicks. Well, he kicks the stairs away from the bed. Then when he sees that gap down there, he'll sit there on the edge of the bed, look down at that gap, and he won't try to jump over that gap because he's 15 years old. He knows, he knows an old dog break a hip, he's done in.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah, he knows he don't want to get hurt.
No.
Dogs are smart, man.
Yeah.
They know
that little dog, man, he can jump everywhere. He's just like a little. He's 14 years old himself. He can just jump and he's a delight to have. He don't make a whole lot of racket. He loves to be held, and he can talk to you. You go over at that water bowl. That water bowl gets down. He'll sit right beside that water bowl, wanting me to put more. See, he had a water, big, like a 2-gallon water thing that would come down when he'd go there in his water. He always had a constant supply of water. Well, mine is a stainless steel bowl, and I got to keep it filled.
Yeah.
Animals can be so much fun.
Yeah, I should have sent just the dogs a Christmas card. Dear Jade and Bella, not Jen. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. Oh, I'm funny. Oh.
I got a sad letter yesterday. Here's the envelope, and it's a Christmas card, and it's a nice card. But you know what was sad about it? I'll read the sad part.
Oh.
Dear Uncle Jerry and Ruth, this relative doesn't know she's gone.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I got to let her know. Well, we have family members who are outside the loop.
Oh, that's sad, Mr. Mac. I'm sorry.
When I read that, I thought, oh gosh, I felt my heart just like, oh.
Yeah, that's sad. That's like a lump in your throat, you know?
Yeah, you have to. I know that I'm gonna have to explain to them that she's passed on, and that's part of life. I opened a can yesterday with my knife, and I remember it was a little bit dull, so I thought I'd put a little edge on it. Ooh, man, that thing is sharp now. I brought some good stones home from Washington this time. These Arkansas stones and stuff for sharpening. Craig, my brother-in-law, was a real avid gun guy and knife guy. He loved knives. Yeah. So he always kept everything sharp. He was the kind of guy in the neighborhood that could sharpen your knife,
Nice.
Because he had the right stones.
Next to the coffee shop, they used to have a butcher shop. And my buddy owned the coffee shop for 20 years. My best friend. And I hung out there every day. And they would have a knife guy come every week and swap out the knives, and they would bring them back, sharpen them, bring a new set every week, maybe more than once a week, depending on how much they were butchering,
Man, them guys that work in the butcher shop, oh, are they good with that blade? You know, man, a good sharp blade is really important to them because they they know how to use that knife. And I watched the guys doing fish where they could take that fillet knife and just peel that meat right off the very thin skin. You know, I thought, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, the people, that's what they do for a living, you know, they become master of the knife, you know.
Yeah.
Like him get Ginsu, you know, the guys, you go to these like a Kobe restaurant and the guy puts on the act what the makes a volcano out of an onion and he's got flames coming up out of the onions and he'll flip his spatula in the air and catch an egg and all that. Them
Yeah.
guys are masters because that's what they do for a living. I should have, when I was out there on the West Coast, I put my application in over to Mustang Ranch, you know, quality control inspector.
Quality control inspector. Good for you, Mac. You would be an excellent candidate.
Yeah, those feel just about right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, this is Mr. Mac. His veteran hands and fingers will be doing all the talking.
Yeah. I will be doing a pelvic examination. Please stay calm.
Oh, Mac, that's funny.
Uh,
So I got my last joint out of my 5-pack. I tell you, those 5 packs of joints, I can sit here and smoke a whole 5-pack of joints and still be like, maybe I should do a bong hit.
that stuff you buy in Washington, you get it in a jug and they're already rolled and you screw the big lid off there. Boy, I mean, some of them, they got them in packages as well, like plastic packs, sealed, hermetically sealed, and they already rolled and everything. We've lit up one, and everybody that took a toke on the thing, you could feel the buzz almost within a few minutes. You know, it was really.
Oh, immediately, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? They have different quality joints, Mac. Like they'll have ones where they'll roll them by hand with premium bud, and they'll make them really nice. But those will be sold at a premium, and then they'll have ones that are kind of like pre-rolled in a machine, and all the dust and the keef and the shake, they use that to fill those, and those are a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Those are the 5 packs that I get because I'm just lazy. I don't really want to roll. I want to have a bunch of ones that are already done for me that are like $10.
I like the different names. They come up with all those different names. And
yeah,
there's somebody has to put a lot of thought in the different, almost, you know, I think the stuff from Pakistan, the Kush, you know, that Kush region stuff.
The Afghani Kush.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's grown in these big gardens. I've got a friend that owns many acres, and that's what he does. He grows for the state of Washington. And we were over there, you know, when I'd done the speedboat thing, they gave me a birthday gift of a speedboat ride out there at Lake Kavanaugh. Everybody was doing the hash oil before we got into the boat. Not me.
Boy.
Oh yeah, now we were out there running 100 miles an hour on the water, and my driver was doing hash.
Damn.
You can see it worked out all right.
Well, that's good. Thank goodness. Yeah.
You know, when you're scooting out in a jet boat like that at that kind of speed, just a little deadhead stump that would float up from the bottom and you hit that at that speed, that fiberglass boat would have just exploded.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been good. Like, if you hit a log, forget it. Oh, it's over. It's good night, Irene.
Yeah, I have a friend that up here at Smith Lake, he built a really powerful jet ski. And he was cooking along. I believe he said he was doing 77 miles per hour when he
Wow.
went over a wake of a boat. And what happened when he went up over he went in and nosed in at 77 miles per hour. Well, when he went over the front, it put his ass going forward and it shoved several gallons of water up his intestines and ruptured his intestines.
Oh,
There's a
that's
lining that holds your intestinal sac and it ruptured that. But it didn't bust his intestines. But oh my God, he was in the hospital for a long time. Yeah, he had a 77 mile per hour enema.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, water went under his eyeballs, under his eyelids, and pushed his eyes out. It was horrible.
Oh,
Drinking the water is bad.
hitting water at any speed is bad. I used to have a jet ski, and I remember when I used to get thrown, I did my very best to curl up in a ball. Like, I brought my arms in, I would turn into a cannonball. Like, I would tuck my head in, I would tuck everything in just to make myself as small as possible.
Right.
And once I would stop, I'd be like, okay, open up. And then I'd open up, I'd be like, ooh, that hurt. You know, like, because you get pulled and pushed and prodded around, man, when you hit that water so hard.
Yeah. Well, I took a ride up there in Smith Lake on a 4-cylinder Yamaha. It was 1400cc Yamaha. That it was fascinating. It had that deal where you squirts the water way up in the air.
Yeah.
Not from the prop, but it has a little on the top of the pump. It would put that water rooster tail way up in the air,
so people could see you.
Yeah, people can see it, and it was a really fast machine. There was a guy named Jerry Gibbs, country western singer. He may be dead today. I think he's dying. He's in the veteran hospital dying now. He wanted to go for a ride with me on this. It made 140 horsepower. The one I was riding, 4-cylinder, 140 horse. It wasn't a turbocharged model. And so we were out there running, and we were running at 60 miles per hour, and I was in a turn. Now, picture this. He's sitting behind me, and he's got his arms around me, but right here on my vest is attached a lanyard. That's the kill switch. So we're in this real tight turn, and in this tight turn at 60 miles per hour, he pulled the cord loose. He shut it off. Well, as soon as that pump quits working, we did a rollover. We rolled over.
Yeah.
And when I bobbed up to the top, the machine was going in a circle.
Yeah, they're designed to circle you.
I looked around and Jerry Gibbs was not around. I looked all over the place. I went, oh, hell. And then I saw him starting coming up, and he come up to the top, and I seen his eyes, and it was really big, and he was absolutely panicked. I don't know how far down he went. But when he broke surface, see, he had open heart surgery, and he had them railroad tracks down his chest. When he bobbed up on the top there, he had his vest on. But my God, he was happy to be to the top. He thought he was covered. He told me it got real dark.
It got real dark.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's scary. Yeah, I remember. In the Hudson River, I had no idea what tidal rollers were. You know what tidal rollers are?
Something coming in from the tides where the waves are rolling?
Yeah. They're humongous tidal surges that you don't see. They're not waves.
Right.
They're giant humps of water. And they roll in from the ocean. I never seen them before. I didn't know what the hell they were. I'm flying full speed, 55 miles an hour on this thing. And next thing you know, we're flying through the air with the greatest of ease.
Oh no.
I'm like, what the? And there it goes. The jet ski's gone. It leaves. It goes out from underneath me. I hit the water. I bite my tongue. I rip my tongue apart. I'm bleeding. I smack my jaw. I'm like, I smash my knees and elbows on the machine. I'm like, what the hell was that? And sure enough, another one was right behind it, and it was like 13 feet off the ground. They were 13-foot rollers.
Wow.
And when you're doing full speed and you just launch, and next thing you know, you're 13 feet in the air. And you're like, whoa, that's not good. We're floating in the air.
Yeah.
And then it was like hell broke loose. I was like, oh boy, this is going to hurt. This is going to be a hard landing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, water can hurt you. It's like being on concrete.
Like hitting cement. Absolutely. It's like hitting cement. I never knew that until I had a jet ski. And when and you knew to be extra careful because water's unforgiving. Water is absolutely unforgiving. It looks soft. You think it's soft. It's soft, but it's not soft. It's the mass that you have to worry about. It's mass. It covers a giant area and it has mass.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of lives have been lost because people miscalculated, not knowing about things they can run into, like you talking about the roller and
I didn't know what the hell a tidal roller was. I had no idea what a tidal roller was. I don't think a tidal roller. What's a tidal roller? I'm like, that's a friggin' tidal roller, bro.
You know now, buddy.
I know now. I'll never forget that. I was hurt, bro. I was like, oh, let's get back to land. I am done. Done. Because we would go down for the day. Like we were 20 minutes away from the George Washington Bridge. So I bought a jet ski. I said, hey, let's buy a jet ski. The hell with it. And we would go down and we would go to work all day. And then at the end of the day, we'd go down to, we'd grab the jet ski, throw it on the trailer and throw it on the truck and take off and go out for a couple hours, cool off, go on the water, chill out, have some fun. Just to do something. I didn't have a boat license. I didn't have anything. Nothing. I didn't have any I had it registered and paperwork and insured, but I didn't have a license. I didn't have a captain license. I didn't have any watershed emergency watershed knowledge at all. I was like, I was used to land yachts.
I went and got my vessel license after we got down here in Alabama, and we spent quite a bit of time up on Smith Lake. That's our nearest big water around here, and it's really a nice lake to ski in, and it's a nice lake to drive, when you jet ski in. I did a year on that one, the one that 1400cc Yamaha engine, and it was you could go and get you could do like a wheelie on it. When you got full throttle, you had a plane thing that you could dial in, and you could, boy, I'm telling you, you could get some air, like come off the back of a wake of another boat, and you could take to the air. You wanted to make sure that nose didn't point down when you went in.
No. That would stop you real fast. They have these things that enclose you inside them too. They call them porpoises or something, and they're painted up like porpoises and killer whales and sharks.
They go into the water and dive up and everything.
Yeah, you can go under a little bit. You can porpoise. Yeah.
Hey, there's Mr. Moto. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Moto. How are you? I was up before. Oh, Mac was up before God. That's for sure. Mac was up before anybody.
Well,
I had a close second, I think.
Yeah. I wanted to get in before the if something went off, if my thing went off like it did yesterday, I wasted an hour and 34 minutes. It was pitiful. And but the last 4 hours it worked out good. So the day it's been running steady, solid. And what I've done is I unplugged everything and reset everything. So when I turned it on and got it started, it seemed to run good. Well, did you like it the day that Angelique got revenge on old Mac?
That was great. That was hysterical.
Did I do a pretty good old man walk? Remember when I saw you went out there, yeah, hell, what you talking about here?
I saw you there, yeah, with the yep.
That was that walking stick I got was given to me by a guy named Wesley Baker. And back, you may have seen some of my earlier videos. I had my beard way down in the middle of my chest. I had a lot of beard then, and I was like the Duck Dynasty guy. So he gave me a duck head walking stick. It's got brass on it, and I've had that ever since. Well, he's passed on now, but he gave me that duck head because he had to actually walk around, and he bought him a walking stick had that brass duck's head on it.
Yeah.
Like Dynasty. He thought it would work out good on me of my Duck Dynasty beard and having a walking stick that had a duck head on it.
You take a walking stick with you, right, Mr. Mac?
Oh no, I don't use no walking stick.
No? Oh, okay.
I should. Anybody smart probably would have, but
well, whatever you feel comfortable with, If you feel comfortable with that one, then you feel comfortable with that one.
Yeah, I walk upright, so
yeah.
But
So that's
we were trying to illustrate just. I wanted to be old Mac, real old Mac,
Yeah. Okay. Because when I first saw it, it took me back a little. I'm like, I don't remember Mac using a cane. I'm like, is that new? I was like starting to wonder. I'm like, uh-oh. Like I didn't want to say anything. And you know what I'm saying? Because I respect you as my elders, and I don't want to offend you. So I kept my mouth shut. And now that you say that, I'm like, okay, it was an act. I'm like, all right. I get it now.
I don't walk all that good because I got neuropathy. You can ask Ray Gregory. Him and we walked across a couple of bridges, and but I don't carry a cane with me. I should maybe as I get older might be a little bit safer. But where are you going to put it when you're on the track? Where are you going to hang it?
Yeah. You could have they have foldable ones, Max. So just like I have one because when I hurt my foot a couple times, I had to have one. And they have foldable ones that fold up into like 4 pieces. And it's got a foot on it with 4 little circles, so that it stabilizes you. Just so you know, like if you ever need one, there's ones out there for you.
Well, my wife Ruth, she had to have a cane because her knees were bad, but and I had her cane was hanging over there for quite a while. And I moved it into the other room over there, but I just broke out the duck head cane yesterday so that because a lot of people have it in their mind about You know, you think about a guy 84 years old, the sucker's got to be old and feeble. So, and you can tell his mind's already gone, so his body must be gone too. So,
Oh, come on, man.
I was trying to live the part there for a moment.
Moto said he knew he was totally joking. I was like, well, how come I didn't know? I go, why do I feel like a dumbass now?
It was designed that way, Sick. It's not your fault. It was designed that because she was impatient and she was really angry because it was taking so long for that old man, that old man to walk all the way from the backyard, you know. Get on up in there.
Yeah, because I originally said to myself, I'm like, I don't remember Mac using a cane.
It was something that I told her. I said, let's do a little something. She said, what do you want to do? I said, we're going to go out there and we're going to try to do this. And I told her how I wanted to do it. Well, she had never in her life ever started the Harley, not even one time ever. You see, she started it. I told her.
Great. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
She had to have the key on to blow the horn. And guess what? I had the keys in my pocket. So you see all the safety lights, all the security was all bleep because as I was getting closer, it began to reset itself, you know.
Yeah.
But she was able to turn the key on, and so she could blow the horn because my horn won't blow unless you turn the key on. The knob, you got to turn that knob on for the horn to blow.
That's great.
The idea of blowing the horn is to make the old man walk faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I do that to her, you know. I blow the horn because she'll be back there. I tell you, she'll go back to the house 3 times to get one more thing. I got to go get my shopping list. I got to go get. So I'm always blowing that horn at her, you know.
Yeah.
Payback is hell.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, we bought a walking stick for my wife up in Tennessee at the longest yard sale. We hit it up here in North Alabama and went over into Tennessee, and we found this place that had hand carved walking stick, and she loved that stick. Twisted, it was curled and hand carved. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went up on that long yard sale, and happens every year. And there are going to be some people offended by it now that know that I'm really not all old and stooped over, because they go, well, he's making fun of that. Oh, I ain't. Hell. When you get my age, you can do stuff.
Yeah, exactly. If you can't make fun of yourself, screw off.
There you go. Yeah.
You know? Christ. Give me a break. If I can't make fun of myself, who can I make fun of?
I like the idea that when she took off and went up to my driveway, which she's never driven in her life, you know, running 100 miles per hour up the driveway.
Yeah.
To illustrate how much of a hurry she was to go get. See, she said before we left here, I want tacos and I want tacos now. And I told you guys on the radio, on the air here, I said, we're going to go get tacos. So it was a play on going and expediting her desire to have tacos.
Tacos are awesome. Leia, what are you looking at? Honey, it's okay.
Yeah, that's a big yard sale. Every year, everybody looks forward to it. We went up there one time and found a guy making homemade ice cream, and it was good too.
Damn.
Well, Moto, you getting yourself, you're going to go on the air this morning, because I had it planned. The reason I went on at 3:30 this morning is so if you kicked off your coffee deal today, I'd come over and join you on your coffee. So if you got that planned up, you can rest assured that we'll come over and join you. Yeah, he's still. I don't think he shuts down. I think they take off Christmas, but I mean, I know he's got to work the next couple of days. Today, Friday, and Saturday for sure. I liked it the other day. I think he was on here, Sick, when Moto was doing the starfish, and he was doing the sketch around the starfish. He was putting a little dark line around the starfish to make his pattern or whatever.
Yes.
That was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, he illustrated how, and he pushes down, the line gets thicker, and when he pulls back, the line gets thinner. And
Thinner, yeah.
that's an old bike, Ray. That's a 2010 Harley Davidson FLH TCUTG Ultra Classic.
I dug out Leia's service dog vest the other night. I had to go look for it. I found it. It was in the bottommost, furthest back, big black box with the yellow lid on it. So I had to move everything to get to it and then pick it up and then go inside another box that I had a problem pulling out of the box. So, of course, it was difficult. But I got it, and I got it out for her if she needs to come with me anywhere and everywhere, which she will be having to do. I called the Sphere yesterday, and I made sure that service animals were allowed there. And I asked how much the floor seats were, and they were like $295. I was like, woo! I was like, Ticketmaster wants $275. And then he's like, yeah, but Ticketmaster also puts a fee on top of that $275. I was like, oh, good night. I was like, God damn. I was like, why? So I think I'm gonna call Ticketmaster today and see how much the tickets are in total.
Yeah, out the door.
Out the door. I want to know how much these tickets are per. I only need one ticket. It's just me. But that's a lot of money, bro. That's almost $900 a week just for tickets.
Whew.
No food, no water, no place to stay. Shit. I mean,
Well,
I have two options to stay at friends, but that's far away from the Sphere. Like, I would have to drive and park but I don't know. Like, if I trailer the bikes out there, I could stay at a campground and I could take a motorcycle to the show and maybe have someone watch the dog while I'm at the show. Like, I'm sure I could hire someone to babysit my dog at a campground for a couple hours, or an RV lot or whatever it is. I could have someone from the area, a local person, come and watch the dog.
Is Desert Outlaw going to join you?
I'm hoping so. If he comes to the camp out at Forgotten Angels, I was thinking we could, trailer both bikes back out to his house or whatever, or near, and hit the Sphere on the way out. And then he can either ride the rest of the way home, or I could trailer him all the way home, whatever. I got friends in San Diego, too, I haven't seen in years. I could visit them. I got friends in California that I met last year at the Sphere that may be coming there to the Sphere to visit. I mean, it becomes a complete, like, traveling, mass. It's a traveling city of people. It really is. Like when I tell you they take over the Tuscany, they take over the Tuscany, dude. Like there's not one single parking spot left. There's campers in the parking lot. There's, pop-ups. The only thing I got to get for Leia is a muzzle. Because she'll bite other dogs.
Yeah.
She's fear aggressive. And I have a prong collar. She listens really good on the prong collar. She will not disobey commands with the prong collar on. And then when she has her vest and stuff on, she knows she's ready for business. So she knows to be on her best behavior. And then she does. I mean, she don't like. I mean, I guess I wouldn't like having a muzzle on either. But but she knows like you can't be biting people or dogs. You cannot bite people or dogs. It's unacceptable behavior. And she was socialized at a very young age, but she always had a problem with new dogs. She was always like, "I'll bite you before you bite me. Trust me."
I think Ray Moto, he asked you a question, why would you pay that to watch a show? But you take anybody that loves guns like me, you walk in and there's that Kimber that you want. What is $2,400?
Yeah.
I think it's whatever a person, whatever it pleases them in their life. That's how they get their money, is because they know that you want to be a part of that show, to see that show, and the memories it's made from going to some of those shows. I wished I'd had a really good camera in 1968 when I was at Hayton Ashbury there at Golden Gate Park, and met all those wonderful people. They're dead now. A lot of them, and those musicians have died since I met them. Janis Joplin, I met her. I mean, I was just a few feet from her, and be there in that park of thousands of people. And it was a free concert, but I wished I would have had a camera where I could have captured that. But it's still in my mind. But it would have been great if I could show that to you, show you what it was like in 1968.
That's crazy. Yeah. Ray, I went to 9 shows last year. I went to 6 in June, and I went to 3 in June. The 21st, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, and then I went to 6 more in August. 1, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and 8, 9th, and 10th. I had 2 extra tickets for the Saturday shows. Wait, come on. You want me to fix it? Is that why you keep on staring at it and looking at me? Because it's not fixed?
Boy, he wants his blanket straightened up.
Come on. See? I knew that's what it was. She's crazy. She wants the blanket perfect. Like if the blanket falls down, she looks at me.
Hey, it's Angelique. Sorry, I missed your call. I'll call you back when I...
Still asleep.
You're never getting coffee, Mr. Mac.
No. But I ain't going to walk down that hallway either. Oh, I'll let her do that. Because if I open them doors, the little dog come running out.
Oh, yeah.
And so I have to gather him up and get him back into here or back into her room.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a big ruckus that went on last night before I got up. I heard it. I didn't check no security camera, but it was on the back deck. And I think a dog run up after raccoons. and they was running all over the place and knocking stuff over out there, flower pots and stuff. I heard a lot of noise on the back deck. And
somebody was fighting. What was it? A loose dog? Your neighbor's dog?
yeah, we have hunting dogs that they'll get on the trail of the raccoons and they'll track them all the way here to the back deck, and then they'll run up. Once they run up on the deck, they realize they should not be there because them raccoons they're really fast. You can't hardly trap one of them. But
Yeah.
the dog realized he should not be on this back deck because he smells my dogs. And
Yeah.
Dogs kind of like respectful for another dog's territory.
Yeah.
Then they'll try to get off the deck and everything, and it's happened more than once. I could go back and look at my security camera and see what happened. One time, we had an earthquake here, and I was in bed, and I woke up out of a sound sleep, and it went boom. I felt, and I could hear stuff rattling in the house. And then this is an older house. I went and looked at my security camera, and I had a swimming pool in the back deck for the raccoons. I bought a wading pool, and that water came up and sloshed out of the pool and what had happened, it wasn't a conventional earthquake. It was a mine that collapsed.
Oh, okay.
It was in the newspaper about people felt it all over 3 or 4 counties down here.
That's crazy.
These mines go forever underground.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't fill them back in or blow them up or something so they don't collapse. Aren't they more dangerous to collapse than anything?
But what happens there is they fill up full of water, and by being filled up full of water, there's like a hydraulic, so you don't get that. But what happens occasionally, there's a shift in the land. The water will drain out of this thing for miles, like when during a drought, the water drains away. And then that's when we have the collapses during the drought.
Oh, okay.
Now, some of our mines, I went to Jim Walters number 5 down here in Tuscaloosa County, and it's 7,000 feet down. They've got 2 or 3 of them, it's 3,000 feet down.
Yeah. Yeah, Ray, I spent a lot of money. I spent thousands of dollars last year on tickets. I think the cheapest ones were $250, and I think the highest I paid was $375 for one. I got 2 of those that night, and so that's whatever, 6, 7, 8, and 800 for 2. And I gave one of those tickets away. I miracled a chick those 2 nights.
Hey, we've paid $450 to go watch a NASCAR race.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I've never been to a NASCAR race, and I love NASCAR. But I don't know, man. Those prices of those tickets are pricey. I would rather spend that money on a Dead and Company ticket.
When we come to Daytona for the NASCAR race, the fall one, our seats are $450 a seat, but we got band entertainment. They had a band there, and so we were inside, down in the center of between the track where the band was, and we were able to, from the garage side, we could see everything, and it's really nice. It was a little bit. Now the box seats are even really high up there, when you're looking down over. But over in the garage area, since we were sponsored by Michael Waltrip, the number 55 Napa car, we got to be on the inside, but our seats was $450 a seat.
Waltrips are awesome. Ever see In the Blink of an Eye?
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Sad movie, but awesome.
I went and spent a week up at Michael Waltrip's up in Cornelius, North Carolina. Cornelius, South Carolina. Maybe it's North Carolina. Cornelius, South Carolina. Anyhow, we went up there to his Toyota, where they built the cars and everything, and we spent a week with him up there. He bought a water cutting equipment, and I was one of the engineers. I was the guy that was working with the company that installed the water jet for him. It was what they call a capture containment system. All the garnet that was used for cutting the the spindles and stuff. It captured it, so it was an environmentally good machine. But it took quite a bit of procedure to be able to train and to teach these people how to operate and run it. They cut these car spindle. You take a real high machine quality steel, and you can cut a spindle out, and then flash harden the surface of it where the bearing race is, and you're good to go. And NASCAR is always bending spindles, breaking those components. And because when you're going hard into a corner, all that tons of weight against the spindles on the wheel.
Yeah.
So by having a water jet cut, you can cut your own spindles out and make stuff. It was so much easier. In fact, Michael Waltrip cut parts for almost everybody up at Cornelius, including the cat in the hat, Jack Roush, which is Ford.
Yeah, Ralph.
I was on TV with Jack Roush and Carl Edwards over in Dallas. They since we were a corporation that he had one of his stickers on his car, we got to go over and be with him. So they called me up to go on stage with Jack Roush and Carl Edwards. And Carl was my hero at that time. He quit, man. He quit. He made his money and got the hell out of the game, And Carl, I liked his driving style. And you know me, I'm not too bashful.
Yeah.
In desperation here, maybe in another 15 minutes, if she doesn't show up, and it's starting to get daylight here. We got daylight now. I will put my shoes on. I don't even have any socks on. Put my shoes on or my socks on and go and give me some coffee.
Yeah.
Well, Moto made a little appearance, and then he
Pass back out.
Yeah, he's probably getting himself probably making a spam sandwich for breakfast.
Everybody make a note. Sunday's Moto's birthday. 22nd.
Ruth's birthday was just 2 days ago. My wife, she was December the 17th, and my sister's 2 days after Christmas.
The 17th
So having a birthday
was Wheelburner's birthday.
Having a birthday in December is tough on any kid because you can't get presents, one for your birthday and then one for Christmas.
Yep. Birthday December babies.
That's the way it was in our family. Joyce was born after Christmas, and they said, well, that was the Christmas present was a combination Christmas birthday gift.
That's crap.
I know, you get cheated.
Yeah. That's funny.
When I was born June the 30th, but I always thought I was born on July the 1st. And so we celebrated my birthday on the 4th of July at picnics and all that stuff, celebrating my birthday. Well, I applied for my Social Security card, and I had to have my birth certificate. So we sent off to get the birth certificate back when I was turning 16 years of age. And hell, I was born on June the 30th.
Huh.
And so I asked my parents about it, and they said, well, everybody was celebrating on the July the 4th, so we included your birthday in the celebration. I said, oh, okay.
News to me.
Yep.
Don't you think I would be the first one to know? Don't
Yeah,
you think you would tell the person?
All the years I always thought I was born on July the 1st, but it was
That's
June
hysterical, man.
one day earlier.
That's funny. I gotta get some ice. I'll be right back.
Y'all come on back.
I gotta put my boot on.
I gotta try to glue that boot back together because the foot thing is coming apart. Next thing you know, I'll be riding the bike.
I don't know what you're going to get to. It's kind of like plastic, isn't it? Or some kind of a ABS stuff or some. You have to get some good stuff if you're going to glue it.
I got Gorilla Glue. You see it, Mac?
Let me see. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I gotta push it in here. Just, I don't know. Maybe I'll fix it later. I should really put it on now because he wants me to wear it all the time. I just can't wait to get my foot wet. Like, I mean, I've cleaned it, I've wiped off with baby wipes and stuff, but not on the wound and put cream on my foot to make it not smell because it smells like foot really bad. But, it's gross already. Like, let's go. Like, is it done yet? Are we done? Can we start taking showers without a condom on my foot? That'd be great. I'm over it already. It's been since the end of October. It's 2 months, isn't it? 3 months, 2 months?
October. Yeah, well,
2 months.
yeah, too much.
It's enough. 60 days is enough.
Well, this next week, we're going to probably see a lot more people out shopping at last minute, getting everything done before the big holiday rolls, big Christmas day rolls around. I saw a survey where so many more people now are moving away from the traditional Christmas dinner, and we're the same way. Angelique and we haven't. I don't think we've cooked a Christmas. Well, I think we did. Yeah, since Ruth's been gone, we haven't done any Christmas stuff. We
put
usually
a tree up though, right? You put a tree up.
Oh, we put a tree up, but we don't cook here at the house. Ruth was the one that always liked the big cooking meal, and we go out. I think we did Chinese last year at Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somehow it don't feel the same.
Yeah, of course. You know what I noticed? And the biggest loss I felt was when my mom was gone, Thanksgiving dinner. Thanksgiving dinner always tied into Christmas dinner.
Yep.
Because it was my dad's birthday and Thanksgiving together. And then it would be my birthday and then Christmas.
We always loved my mom. She would when they did the fruit cake, they would put it up in November, and they would put that cheesecloth around the cake, and it would have rum in it, sort of soaked in rum, so that the rum it would go into the cake, and so your cake was ready to eat by December, Christmas time. We was always ready for a piece of that Christmas cake. Now, my mother, her favorite, she liked coconut cakes. And she'd always make a coconut. I was never able to eat coconut.
God damn it.
Oh, Moto's daughter, she's doing a seafood boil, but they're still going to have
awesome.
cornbread. Still going to have cornbread and collards.
I got friends of mine in Jersey that do the 7 fishes. Italian.
Yeah.
It's seafood, 7 fishes.
That's nice. It's expensive.
We have an old tradition in our family to start the New Year's off. If a mail comes to your door on the first day of the year, you're going to have good luck. And so our job when we was young was to go to visit all our older relatives. So we would be the first mail to the house, you know.
Yeah.
And we still have relatives alive that still do that today.
No kidding.
But their time is almost up. Once they're gone, that'll be gone.
Yeah.
Old traditions.
Wow, Moto, that sounds really good. You know what I'm gonna have? I'm gonna have potluck.
Potluck.
I'm gonna be sitting here by myself, just like Thanksgiving and my birthday. Oh man. Oh shit.
We got to get you a sugar mama to come in there and fix you some hot meals and stuff, you know.
I was talking to 5,000 Butterfly. She's not she's very inconsistent, to say the least. But so am I, so whatever. Perfect. Yeah. I don't know what happened with that. All talk and no walk. I don't know if I should open the windows yet. It's probably cool enough. It was, I kept the windows closed and the air off last night because I thought it would get cold in here. I've been trying to keep the windows closed lately because it's been getting hot around 3 o'clock. So I've been trying to keep all the cool air in, you know? I only run the air like 2 hours a day sometimes. The past 2 days, I ran it 2 hours yesterday and 2 hours the day before because it was getting hot. Leia was panting. I was like, I'm sorry, Leia. I'll turn the air on. Yeah, it sucked.
Well, it never got as cold as they said it was going to be, so it only dropped down as low as 44 this morning.
Yeah. Well, that's
But
good.
it's going to be colder today than it was yesterday.
Yeah.
It was
Little
70
bit.
yesterday. Let me see.
Yeah, that's nice, Moto. You know, I just found out. I was so mad. I just found out that my uncle had emergency aneurysm surgery. They had to crack his chest in the city. He's been in the freaking hospital for like a week. 9 days he was in the hospital, ICU. I just got a phone call right after my birthday. I gotta call him back. I was like, what the fuck, Rich?
Oh,
You know? My Uncle Richard, that's my dad's brother.
yeah.
That's all I got. My dad's the only one that died. My dad, there's my dad, there's my Uncle Rich, and there's my Aunt Bernadette. My Aunt Bernadette thinks she's holier than holy. Like she can walk on water because she goes to Sunday mass every day, every Sunday for the past 67 years or whatever the hell she's doing. So, you know, she walks on water. My Uncle Richard is Satan. And I am the devil's child.
The devil spawn.
Oh man, that's
I know how it works in the family. We have the same situation here.
yeah. That's exactly how that works. And then my sister, oh, good God, she's got wings for Christ's sakes.
Oh yeah, cannot do any wrong.
Floats across the water. Doesn't even touch it. Floats across the wood. Floats across the yard. Floats across the floor, all over. Just floats. Has a halo above her head. The whole thing.
Yeah, we're coming up on when what is that, 20 or 21st when we go in the first day of Christmas. First day of winter, I should say.
First day of winter, 21st. Yeah, that's Saturday.
And Sunday's going to be the coldest, according what Moto was saying there.
Yeah. The 22nd or something. Yeah.
Well, we've seen here winter December can be very volatile. Up in Huntsville, Alabama, I believe it was somewhere in the 80s. A tornado hit Huntsville, Alabama, and tore up the Boeing complex up there, killed some people. Now we have a tornado. We can have a tornado here anytime. Yeah, that was a bad one that killed a lot of people up there. That was in December.
Wow.
There's no such thing as a non-tornado month. You could happen anytime.
That's crazy.
You got all that warm water down here in the Gulf, and anything cold pushes down against that warm air, it's going to be starting spinning.
Yeah. That's crazy how that works.
Yep. One time I rigged up when I was a ham radio operator, I rigged up this remote speaker system that I can push a button here. Oh, you talking about making people mad. My wife got so mad at me, that I could, no matter what part of the house she was in, I could push this button and it would ring her up. Oh, she would get so mad at me. You can get that. You can just take that thing out.
That's funny.
She was a funny person. She pleasured herself in knowing that she was doing the right thing for me, her mate. And if I would question any of that, just really hurt her, she'd go, like I was challenging her about something, and because she was raised to be a wife to a husband.
Yeah.
Her family, that's the way they were. And I don't like subservient people, feel like they obligated to. I am nobody's boss.
Yeah. No.
Don't get involved in that.
Yeah. I ain't the boss to you.
Yeah.
You ain't the boss to me.
Now, I prefer that if you live with somebody, there are two individuals coming together under the same household.
Absolutely.
But
Doing their own thing.
She was raised to be submissive, and we come on the edge of being authoritarian. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now, I always wanted a neutral ground where we both two individuals. See, all of the years we're together, 33 years, she took her own vacations. She went to Europe. I didn't have to go to Europe. I didn't want to go. When she went, I bought her a new truck and she drove it up to Washington State. Her and Angelique, they took off and went to Washington. I stayed here with all the animals.
That's all.
Yep.
Go have a good time.
I mean, they didn't leave me here. Because I take off and I go traveling. When I was riding the bike, I didn't have it wasn't one that I would haul people around with. So I would take off and go on the bike and do stuff we always did.
That's great. I found some tea lights poking around.
Some what?
Tea lights, the little mini candles.
Oh yeah.
Found like a half dozen of those.
You're thinking about putting up some lights?
No, maybe for the holiday.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I bought a case of candles, and I didn't take every single candle out of the case. So I took one out the other day, and the whole bottom of the candle was shattered.
oh,
So I called, I didn't call. I went to Amazon and I said, listen, the glass is broken on a couple of these, so they're sending me a whole new case. I thought that was nice.
yeah.
But the only reason they do that is because I'm a Prime member. They don't give you a hard time about anything. Anything you complain about, they immediately replace it or refund it, which is nice. And I'm not a complainer. I only complain if I have something to complain about. And that was something to complain about. I was like, listen, I didn't take every candle out of the box. All right. I went over and I picked up one of the candles that were in the corner, and I picked it up and I heard clink, 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 and it was the glass all over the place. I was like, son of a bitch. I was like, I wonder how many are even broken. I just saw one. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to put the old, the candle wax in an empty one. I was thinking about trying to do that. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. But they're sending me another one, they said. So we'll see. It could be here already. I don't know.
Well, your letter didn't come yesterday.
Oh, Mac, I'm sorry. You'll get it by Christmas.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
I think a lot of them are arriving late because, Sterling just got his. Moto literally just got his. They're trickling in slow because it seems like, I don't know if T-Bone got his. I hope he did. T-Bone's close to me. I know, I think Hooligan got his. I knew there was going to be people I forgot. I forgot a couple people. Sorry. Hopefully I'll get you next year.
I got to get me some stickers made up.
Yeah.
Just ain't done it yet. I was a ham operator for 48 years. I still have a license, but I never did make those. Everybody always have these little, when you meet somebody, you hand them a little card that's got your call letters and stuff on it, like here,
Yeah.
And, I never did make those up. I did make cards. I sent them out all around the world. And then we got into the digital stuff, and then we no longer send out. I've got 500 cards over there.
Yeah.
They'll be there. They'll never be sent out because they're so dated now. Nobody does that kind of stuff.
Yeah. If you want, I was thinking about an idea for your sticker. Like if you did a front on view of you on the bike, you could put your hand operating number on the front of the bat wing. Your hand, like your call sign or whatever.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. And you could put that on the front, or you could put Old Mac on the front of your bat wing. You'd have to put Old Mac somewhere, either on the bottom or on the bat wing. Like, you have to put it. But you could also include your call sign of your hand operator number or whatever somewhere.
Ham, HAM.
Ham, is that what it is? Ham. Yeah.
instead of, we actually, the technical name is amateur radio operator, but in the old days, the old folks called themselves hams. They wasn't professionals. They were just ham, kind of like pseudo radio operators. This was back in the 20s, and then they become more polished. And then in these later years, everything got so sophisticated. All your equipment, all your radios were thousands of dollars. They become, every operator become like an audio file, where he had to change the peaks and the valleys. When you look at your sine wave, you had to do all that tailoring of your audio, and you could boost the bass and bring out your triples, all that stuff. They really spent a lot of money. Like a microphone, a Sennheiser microphone, you're talking about $1,200 just for a mic to talk on the radio.
That's insane.
I know.
I thought I was insane when I spent a lot of money on a nice helmet last Christmas. I got 2 of them. Had all the technology, the audio and everything, the mic, it was a modular, so that the front went up and everything. It had the thing that came down, the tint. It had the clear screen and everything. It was really comfortable. All the vents, and it's nice. Don't get me wrong, but I don't wear a full face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I only have that helmet just in case. You know what I'm saying? That's like all my full face helmets are just in case helmets. And that's a just in case helmet. It's an expensive but a good investment just in case helmet. But if I decide to go across country, I can do that in a drop of a hat. Pack my bike up and go with a full face helmet and be comfortable and safe and wind protected.
You know what I like about the modular? I got one of the Harley Davidson modulars over there. I think it's a Built brand or whatever. When you raise the front up, you can actually drink your drink. But
Yeah.
the new helmet I bought, it's you can't, no way you can drink. Your nose is enclosed, everything. It's got an environmental system inside your helmet.
Yeah.
But the other one's got my Cena and all that stuff on it, and I never did put it over on the new helmet because I was going to get her and I 2 new communicated devices, one of those cardio. I got the Cena 20S, and I was going to get the cardio talk back or double talk or whatever. It's a pair of them to match.
Yeah.
We basically talk to one another going down the road quite a bit. And my Cena would last 10 hours or more of talk time. And her cardio that she's got would only last a couple of hours of talk time. Now, you can listen to the radio and do all that stuff for many, many hours, but when you start talking, it's transmitting. The little transmitter has to use energy from the battery to make audio. The more you talk, the more it uses your battery.
Yeah.
Well, the new cardio, you can talk 10 or 12 hours on it, talk time.
That's great. I got the C5 Schubert, and it comes so that you could add the Sena to it, and it has everything integrated in it.
Yeah.
So when you order that particular Sena for that particular helmet, it comes with a battery that pops in the back of the helmet specifically for that helmet. You take the thing off, you pop the battery in, and you keep it there. Then it has the side thing. You take that thing off and you pop that in and lock that in, and that stays there. And then you just set it up through your phone. You add the codes, you scan the barcode or whatever and everything. You're all connected. You register it, and then you do the same with the other helmet, and you compare the helmets together. It's nice.
Yeah, that's what on my Cena, I do that too. It goes through the phone. That's it. In fact, once it pairs up to your phone, it'll always, as soon as it gets near that phone, it'll be connected. And
Yeah.
it's easy for making phone calls. It really works good that way. But the Cena works really good. But she's got cardio, and I wanted us to both have the same system.
Yeah. This way it's easier. It's interchangeable,
Right.
easier to connect. And it
Well,
does. It automatically connects and hooks up and then locks in and all that stuff. Which
now I
is
think
nice.
on my Cena I can talk to like up to 16. It's called Mesh or whatever. I can talk to. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can talk.
a bunch of them.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
it's
with the Cena, it's called Mesh. Yeah, you can talk to up to like 10 or 15 or something.
That's right. And they link to one another, so one can be out 4 or 5 miles out and you've got good communication just like you sit next to you.
Yeah.
I have used it a couple of times. I put it on random search and then looking for anybody talking. And when it finds a signal, it locks onto that signal and you can speak to another biker. As long as you're within a quarter of a mile of each other or whatever, a mile. But when you're on that mesh system there, you extend your range out.
Yeah, like an umbrella.
Yeah.
Well, Moto's going to be going on soon. I got to make a coffee.
Um, it is 7:15 now. Let me see. Well, I'm on 7:13.
He's going on at 8:30.
Yeah, I think I could just go ahead and wind us down and go get my breakfast. I'm going to call her one more time.
Yeah, good luck with that, Mr. Mac.
Let's just see how they call it. Let's try.
You may luck out this time, Mac.
You'll hear the results right here. All right, here we go.
Oh, shit.
She's here.
Hello?
Oh,
Good morning, Angelique.
Hi.
she said hi. Okay, sweetie, are you alive and functional?
I'm alive but functional. Maybe.
Okay. Well, I'd like for you to take charge. You remember how you took charge yesterday and pushed old Mac around?
I guess.
I wish you would change that attitude today and start being subservient to me and fix me some coffee.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
What? How about if I give you $100? Honey, let me hang on now, baby. Here's your $100 to bring me a cup of coffee, baby.
Send it to
Okay,
my PayPal.
put it on your paper.
Oh, my God.
Oh, damn, you can't even negotiate them with them now.
That's
All right.
horrible, Mac.
All right, I'll go. You want your
Yeah,
donated to your friend or your coffee?
yeah, that's right.
Okay,
All right, thanks, honey.
no problem.
Bye.
Oh,
Woo! She's gonna save me after all.
good for you. Here I am walking by myself in the kitchen by myself, making my own damn coffee. I'm supposed to be doing something wrong, Mac.
You gotta get you a sugar mama.
Yeah, I know. I think they're a figment of everyone's imagination.
Well, you can run an ad in the Little Nickel newspaper.
Is that pepper?
He put his little raincoat on.
I gotta put his his raincoat. Is that his? Look at that. Oh, you doggone.
He needs his little raincoat.
It looked like a little raincoat. It's got little legs and everything. Does this the back
I
part?
have
Or?
no idea. Here, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Come here, little fella. Ah. There we go. Gotta put my little boy's raincoat on.
Oh, man. I gotta get my shit in gear today after coffee break.
Yeah, we'll after having some breakfast, I'll shut this thing down here, and then we'll go over and join Mo. He won't be on till 8:30. That's 8:30 his time, or that's our time, right?
No, it's Eastern. My
Oh.
time. That's in
Oh,
like minutes. Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna go on at 7:30, then our time, my time.
Yeah. He goes on in 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and shut this thing down then.
All right, Mr. Mac. I'll see you a little later.
All right, buddy. We'll catch you over on Moto when I'm gonna
Very
go ahead.
good.
I'm gonna go ahead and drink my coffee and stuff, and then I'll catch y'all over there. So thanks for everybody. Ray, Moto Life, thank you for being here. Toga, I know you're out there in the background, and Moto, we'll see you over on your side after we get things rounded up here. So
So
see you,
long,
buddy.
Mac.